First off, I want to say thank you for introducing me to sushi because I wouldn't.
Hold on, we're talking about money right now. What's going on? What's going on?
Sushi, I think we're done with the conversation.
No. Kelly back in the days, his limited a variety of foods were very limited. He just loved
burgers,
was it
Wiener Schnitzel,
Quiznos sandwiches, right? And Subway or something like that.
I would get like just a turkey sandwich, and that was it. And this,
you, Kelly, I like that too.
All right, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Toan Nguyen is with us.
I am honored to be on here, to be honest with you.
dude, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, I am seriously honored.
We're honored to have you, dude. Out of the original Shortys crew, we only have 2 more, really. Olsen.
And Smolik. And Jesse Sylvie.
Oh, Jesse Sylvie. That's right. 3. Yeah. That's not bad, though. We're running. We're getting through you guys, man. I love it. I love it. We were just joking about it because this is my childhood, too. Like, we're about the same age.
Yes.
You know, about 21. But everybody knows it out there. They know what I'm about to say. But I used to want to ride horses with you guys. I love Fulfill the Dream because back then it encompassed a team video. You guys were always together. You were skating together. I used to ride horses as kind of this analogy of like, I want to be a team. I want to be on your guys' team. I want to hang out with you guys. That's what you guys like showed in the video. You know what I mean?
Yes. April, she was basically Tony's girlfriend, right? She had
the owner of Shortys.
The owner of Shortys, yeah. The owner of Shortys. Right. She, you know, she helped edit the video, and it was very like homely, family oriented, right? She didn't know anything about editing. She sat down, read books, and seriously, it was, you know, every time we went in there, we edited our own parts, and we followed her, you know, her lead.
Okay.
So the way how the video came out, it came out like very family oriented, right? Everyone's just like, oh, you guys all skate together.
Yes.
So
that might have been her touch, maybe.
It was her touch.
Okay.
You know, it was definitely her touch. And if you watch Guilty, is 2 completely different.
100%.
Yeah.
Wait, do we know whose idea that was to go out and ride horses?
This was Tony's idea. Like when we went out to Santa Barbara, it was just like everyone else talked about it. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It was like family. He would like, we go to his house. His house was just, you know, up in the hills.
Yeah.
And he would take care of us. We would have like bunk beds. It was a straight like, you know, like team. After that, we went down to the Shorty's warehouse, did our, you know, got packages, which is insane. And I'm not going to lie about that. That's something I miss. Yeah.
Did you film all those scenes, or I wouldn't call it skits, but at around the same time, or is it like throughout the whole time of filming for the video?
Which skits? Well,
there's like funny things of riding horses, and then, you know, you're doing the magic tricks, and
somebody get a couple forks.
No, man,
I want you to do the tricks for me.
I knew
pull a little piece of Dubs' hair out and do a little thing.
I knew it was coming. Man, I haven't done those tricks since like probably back then. You know,
they were so. Are we getting ahead of ourselves here, bro? The tricks were so ghetto, though. They were like, but they were so fun. It was so fun to watch. It's you and at the Denny's. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, they were probably at the Denny's. Little Sammy's there watching you, like, you know.
Yeah, they're meant to, like, if you want to date, you know, like to
be a little amusing.
Yeah, amusing. Yeah. So
you use this on dates?
Yeah. I mean, when you're younger, you're trying to learn the game, right? Yeah. Trying to put some, you know, of course.
Why not?
Why not? You're at the dinner table, try to break the ice.
Straight up.
So what was going on here? You're just like sitting there, and they're like, "Hey, start doing these things. Do some magic tricks."
Were you always doing magic tricks?
Well, the thing is, my brother Toan. You know, you're having an older brother. You want to do everything what he does. You're trying to, like, you know, whatever he did, you're just like, I'll do that. Same with skating, right? The only reason why I skated was because of him. This is all his tricks too. I mean, I gotta give credit where credit is due.
Toan Nguyen, the OG, like back in the day, Toan Nguyen. Because there was another Toan Nguyen that I remember, but obviously it might not be your brother.
No.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. And my brother. He hung out in Long Beach a lot, you know. So
and he's a filmer for Shortys too, right?
Yeah, I got him a job at filming traveling with us and all that stuff.
Sick.
We're jumping around, but this
Yeah.
is
Yeah. This
which
is my favorite
which one would actually like which trick would get you the girl?
This
Which
one,
one
right
would
here.
do that?
This one
going
would,
in the quarter
the
going into the
quarter
arm.
going into the arm.
What'd you do with the quarter though? You put it in the hand.
You
and
actually put it in the back of your neck. See, Raj, watch.
Okay.
You see it right here, my left hand.
you were getting ready,
We're getting ready to put
Yeah.
it already in. So it's in the back
and
of
then
my
you
neck.
get up and the quarter drops.
Yeah,
out
it drops
on the
into
ground.
your fucking thing, and then you pick it up and no one's looking. Okay.
But it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah. But anyway, this was just more. We're right before we're about to go skate. There was a Denny's on Santa Monica Boulevard, I believe. This was the Denny's on there. So
What was that one, dude?
He took a piece of Sammy's hair and then he
wrapped it
pulled
around a
it
piece of
back.
paper. Yeah, this was my brother. My brother did this shit all the time.
I saw the knife.
And then
right
this
there.
one too. You know, again, they're dumb, but I guess
They're amusing though.
Yeah.
Look at
But this
talking
was
about it.
This
look
was
at
the-
this one, bro. The grand finale. Oh, the paper's gonna jump. Oh, it jumped.
hey,
Look at that. It jumped. Up. It jumped.
I just love everyone laughing, like, because at first I was like, wait, I remember watching that and keep like, what just happened right there? And it was just, I don't know, it seems so obvious now, but back then,
Yeah.
no one that you didn't see that.
Well, that's
really.
what I'm saying. They're so
Yeah.
ghetto.
Yeah.
Like those magic tricks are so ghetto.
this is the type of
But-
shit you did in school, right?
Right.
You're just like fucking around and all that stuff too.
For sure. For
So-
sure.
I would have used them if I'd have had. I would have used them.
Yeah, we would have. Yeah.
Why not?
On a date.
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just listen.
I don't know if it would have impressed her, but
You might not be married right now. You busted those out.
there you go.
So let's just back up real
Yeah.
quick because we're already jumping into Fulfill the Dream. I just wanted to open with that because like it is a very important video in my life, and just having all you guys on the show is awesome. Just like Schneider, you know.
Yeah.
And we'll get into all that stuff. We'll get into Fulfill the Dream, but grew up in Orange County.
No, originally Temecula.
Temecula.
Yeah, I was out in Temecula. I was living with my friend Brian Hoard. He skated for Deca.
Hell yeah.
So we grew up out there skating. We were like the skate grommets and all that stuff, the skate scene out there. I was living with him for a little bit because of family issues. Like his family took me in. I lived up to Temecula since I was probably 10th grade. And then moved out to Orange County
Okay.
in probably 96.
Who'd you move out to Orange County with?
My mom.
Oh,
my mom
seriously?
lived out
Okay.
here, yeah. So there, I was wearing out my welcome over at Brian's house. I mean, I'm only 15, 16 years old, right? So I'm living out there.
Did Brian move out also to here? Because I feel like he was around this greater Los Angeles area a lot.
He moved out probably in 99 to the Valley.
Yeah, I was about to say he lived in the valley.
Yeah,
The
he lived in the
Valley.
Valley. He lived in the Valley with over my friend Mike Lawler. So he lived out there. Then him and Shiloh Gray House, like the brother and all that stuff. He got on Deca.
Dude, his
Yeah.
pop
His
was
psycho.
next
He had
level,
good-
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
He was good.
So it's cool to have that friendship going through, like sponsorship and all that other stuff. It's cool to see his journey.
right. Tall dude too.
Yeah.
Good tall skater.
Because I've known him. I was in 6th grade when I met him. He was in 7th or 8th grade. And he just started skating.
You still in contact with him?
Yeah. He literally lives on the street from me, but
Amazing.
yeah.
People think one thing that people probably don't know, or even maybe they don't even care, but me and you went to the same high school at different times.
Different times, yeah.
How did you end up going to Laguna Hills High School when you lived up in Orange, like Huntington Beach area?
It's such a stupid story, but I moved up to Orange County, right? My mom lives in Fountain Valley. I go there and I realized that like they didn't let you wear hats in Fountain Valley or in Fountain Valley areas.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't want to go here. So my parents was like, you know what? I moved out to Mission Viejo. They got me a apartment out there, or like a room, because it was like my mom didn't want to hinder with my stepdad, right? She was like this punk kid, or I was just didn't want to fuck her shit up,
Right.
right? So she moved me out to Mission Viejo, and from there on, I was supposed to go to Mission Viejo High School, but I was like something going on with like the districts where I couldn't go there. So I was supposed to go to a school called Capistrano, which was super ghetto out there. I don't know,
San
go there.
Juan Capistrano?
San Juan
Yeah,
Capistrano.
yeah.
I go there, keep in mind, I'm 16, 17 years old. They send me over there, and I go, I'm not going to school. As I'm walking out of San Juan Capistrano, I saw this like kind of skater guy, and he's like, I'm like, is there any other schools around here? He's like, yeah, there's Laguna Hills. And I was like, where is it? Come in my car. He jumps in my car and he takes me to Laguna Hills.
Wait, so you're a kid living on your own in Mission Viejo?
In Mission Viejo.
With a car.
With a car.
And you're
wanting
just
to look into high school.
Yeah, and picking my own high school. Picking my own high school. I don't want to go here. So I run into this kid. He's literally goes, okay, there's a school in Laguna Hills. I go there and I walk on Laguna Hills, and it reminds me of Temecula Valley High School. Like the colors and everything. I was like, I want to go here. And all of a sudden, like I go back to my mom. She's like, I know somebody that lives in Laguna Hills. We're going to use his address.
Gotcha.
And that's how I went to Laguna Hills.
Wow. I never knew the story. I always tripped out.
Not a lot of people know about that. Yeah. But the only reason why, because I was like, oh, you get to wear hats there. Because back then, you couldn't wear hats in school.
Yeah.
Right? It was like gang stuff, right? It was like, that's what.
But Laguna Hills ain't got those problems.
No.
Hey, you know what's crazy? There was some crazy shit going on in Orange County back in the day.
Yeah.
At the other high schools. There really was. It was pretty wild. But it was like...
Were they busing people in at Laguna?
What do you mean?
Well, they would bus in kids from different
They did at
districts.
one point, and then they changed that.
Oh, they did?
At one point. I don't know what year, but they changed that.
Santa Monica High School, they would bus people in from everywhere.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So you're at Laguna Hills High School, and we know a mutual friend, Tyrone Romero. And like, there's a couple, and Vince Domingo, a couple amazing friends.
Of course.
But like, were you were just skating at that point? You weren't sponsored?
By this time, I already kind of met Chad Muska at the after the park and all that stuff. I was already going into that school. I was already kind of getting flow for Shortys, but it was like so new at the time. It was people thought it was just a bolt company.
How did this come about?
3 months into moving to Orange County, we're just skating. Me and my friend Ron Resurrection.
Oh yeah,
we were skating the Huntington Beach Park a lot. Like going there pretty much every day and all that stuff. And one time we were there, we were just kind of skating Hickory. You guys remember Hickory?
Hickory was a great spot.
It was just too hot there. All the mulch berries, all that stuff. Anyways, we're like, this is tough. Let's go to the skate park. We go there, and everyone's there. Like Muska, Sheffy was there, Templeton was there. There was a couple other pretty big heads there, but it was just crowded, right? And, I was just skating, wasn't doing anything, crazy. Next thing you know, I just kind of was just on a good one and just filmed all my tricks that I usually do there. And not just that, but my friend Mark Nisbet, he filmed all the 5'8" guys. He pulled out his camera and I did everything at the park. Again.
With those guys there.
With those guys there. And like, eventually...
Were you trying to impress these guys, or what was going on?
I mean, you were so at the time, you're hungry coming up skater, right? You wanted to make a name for yourself. I had no sponsors at the time, literally just no sponsors. I just came on like 2 or 3 months into Orange County, but I was already kind of like skating, and they were like, kind of people are
filming sponsor me videos.
No, I wasn't filming nothing. I had maybe a couple of clips of Daryl Grogan's video. Duck Cinema, I think. Yeah. So I wasn't filming anything. It was just we were just skating, and it's pretty crazy to like think about this because, eventually everyone just stopped skating, and then it was just I think it was just me, Muska, and Templeton, or just so it's me skating with these guys. Everyone sat down. Next thing you know, they sit down, but I'm still skating. And then, like, again, I'm trying to remember the best I can.
And we're talking about the Huntington
small
park.
Yeah, not the ashtray, but the other one.
The other one, okay, not the ashtray.
Not the ashtray.
Well, no, they're both really small.
Yeah,
Which
the one
is
by
the one
the park.
with the the rail goes down and the bump over the...
that one.
That's the Huntington High School
The one
park.
That Penny kills.
Yeah. Yes, that's the park we're talking about.
That's the park we're talking about.
And back then, too, there were so many people there.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people.
That park is as big as this room.
Yeah.
Super hard to skate, especially when there's a lot of people. Yeah. So that, and I remember Muska was hanging out with a guy named Angel. Okay, I guess they were doing like, I guess he did TSA, whatever. But he knew Ron. He asked Ron, he was like, hey, who is that kid, right? And Ron was like, you should hook up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Gave a good word.
Gave a good word, right? So Muska, and at this time, I knew Muska through the grapevine. I mean, I was hearing about like Shortys, you know, him starting with Shortys and all that stuff, right? So he was like, hey, you know, like I want to talk to him. So I went over to talk to Muska, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm starting Shortys, you know, or like, yeah, I want to kind of like dial you up a little bit, right? And then again, it was just like, what, you know? So he gave me his number. Ironically, you know, I called about a week later, you know, and he picks up the phone and he's like, who's this? You know, like, you know.
I love that you waited a week.
A week. Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm scared, you know. You're just saying, you're like, dude, this is Muska, right? So it took a week to call him, and then I guess he's like, I'm all, hey, this is Toan. He's like, who? Yeah, you know, I'm all, this is Toan. He's like, oh, yeah. What's your address, right? So I gave him my address, and all of a sudden, like, you know, probably about 2 weeks later, I didn't think anything of it. I get a package from Shortys, and it's just like a bunch of boards. It's like, you know, like a bunch of his boards and a bunch of like just the team boards, whatever, you know. And I'm just so excited. I'm cutting the box, but it's not cutting. And I'm like, what the hell? Blood's gushing everywhere.
What are you talking about? You're cutting your
I'm
finger?
cutting my finger because I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. I was like, you know, with the box cutter.
Damn.
So that was a crazy story.
How big is this box? Are we talking? How many boards? How many?
I think it was like 5 to 6 boards. But the thing about this was Muska's board originally was going to be Prime Woods. And then the rest was going to be Watson's. So there, you know, I got both.
Oh, you got both. You got
I
a
got
mixture.
both, a mixture.
But did you even know back then?
I knew World Boards were the shits. You know,
Okay.
the legendary pop.
Right.
You know, they're just...
Was it the Muska board, like the silhouette board?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Muska was the original, like it was a white board with the
3 waves.
Yeah, the waves. Yeah.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, and then after that was his black one with his tattoo. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a good one.
Yeah, so the original Muska was the white one with the wave.
So when you got... So you're getting boards now from Muska. Do you have to keep calling him? Do you give him footage? Like, what's the next step? Do you go skate with them? Like, how do you get on?
That's the crazy thing about it. I'd never even had footage. I'd never had it. Like it was strange. I had a sponsor me tape, but I never showed it to anybody.
Wow.
You know?
Did you just go on sessions with them?
Yeah, we started hanging out. It's just like anything else. You hang out, you go to sessions.
You show them your magic tricks? Is that how?
No.
That's what did it.
No, I think it's just like anything else. You go skate with, like, you know, you go and then eventually become friends.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of just mutually, like, you're kind of like, I guess I'm on. That's all I could say. All of a sudden, like, I remember one time we were going to San Diego to meet up with Brandon, and there's a team photo, the original team photo, right? I think Skin shot it, but it's a black, and it's just all of us. I didn't even know that was going to be a team photo. I really didn't.
You were just hanging out with
I was just hanging out. We went to it, and all of a sudden, like, I guess I'm on.
So this is just all, you're just skating with these guys, and it's just happening? There's no, like, definite, like, you're on, this is it, this is your team, like.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, that's the way it was just, you know, it just very organically.
Yeah.
I didn't have to submit footage. I didn't have to all that stuff. So it was kind of, I guess it was a blessing, you know, on my end.
And when you're going out and skating with these guys right now, are you filming now?
Yeah.
Because obviously now they got to do a video.
So I'm filming for my Wheels of Fortune with my brother. So he was filming for 411 at the time. So we're filming, we're getting footage, but at the same time, I'm on Shortys now. So now they're doing a Bolt video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? The hardware video, yeah. Right? So I go, okay, I got to submit some footage, some of the stuff that I have. So I gave them the stuff that I have, and just kind of like, I'll film more new stuff, right? So the first few of them on the Bolt video was like, I guess my Shorty's footage, you know what I'm saying? But eventually I just...
Shorty / Wheels of Fortune.
Yeah, Wheels of Fortune type of deal, you know, because I was filming for Wheels of Fortune.
Did your Wheels of Fortune come out eventually?
It never came out.
It never came out.
So I wish it would have came out.
Well, that's tough, though. You got a sponsor to film for. It's like, yeah, let's put it towards that.
I mean, let's put it this way. Your Fulfill the Dream was your Wheels of Fortune.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So it was strange how it happened.
You got straight, like, on this pedestal real quick, right? The hardware video was awesome. a lot of people were on there, but you got thrown into this big team right away.
Yeah, because Brandon was already known. Smolik was just, you know, he's already knew. People knew who he was.
He was the last person to fit in that puzzle, right?
He was. He originally, from what I remember, he was supposed to be AM for the, you know.
Because I think Schneider was saying that the owners didn't want him on because there was just some random guy that nobody knew about.
I wouldn't go as far they want him on. I think it was more like put him on as an AM.
Okay.
And then, you know, but skating with him, and it was just undeniable how good it was.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, like that session at San Marcos was all in one day. I mean, it was...
Which session was that?
The one where he's back tail, big spin out, all those ledges out. Yeah, all in one day. Damn. And it's crazy about this, too. We were partying hard the night before.
Sometimes that's just the way it happens.
We were partying hard. Like, I was like, it was... And somehow I mustered up a front crooks down that rail. I have never done that in my life.
Oh. Wait, wow.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, all this.
Who's this photographer, by the way?
That's Star.
Okay.
He's not a long... I think he passed a few years back.
Yeah, Scott Star.
Yeah.
Wait, so you front crooked the rail that day?
I front crooked that rail. I don't even know how I did it.
What do you mean?
I really...
George and Muska's just in disbelief.
You got the Costin ones.
Dude, those Costin ones were...
Those were buttery. Wait, was it the same day Steve Olson did his last trick?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was another day.
Yes, that was a heavy session right there.
Yeah, and that was from a night partying. Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable, actually.
So when you're that age, you bounce right back anyway.
And that's the same trip as the horses, too. Yeah, we did this and did the horses and did the T-bowls, you know, and all that stuff.
Wow. It's just so crazy to me that this all was happening...
I mean,
I guess you're back then you're kind of like not numb to it, but you don't really know what's going on, right? You don't know that this Fulfill the Dream video is going to be big. You don't know that the Shortys is going to be this huge thing. You're just a kid that's like kind of going along with the ride.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like a lot of people didn't know who I was. It's just like, okay.
But that didn't even matter to you,
know?
Probably, did it? Or did you think like, hey, I got to come out hard in this video, fulfill the dream and all this stuff?
I mean, I knew I had to come with my decent part. Seriously, I was like, shit. There was a time when I was like, fuck, everyone has footage except me, right? And then eventually I just kind of went on this little run of just getting footage, and next thing you know it, you know.
When did you know that Shortys was becoming a big thing?
I've always kind of knew it. I mean, I knew just because Muska, right? It was just like he had that star power, right? But knowing about the Fulfill the Dream, how big like it was, I didn't know. I mean, it was just kind of like we just put out a video, and you know, it's just like any other videos, right? You just kind of put it out and it kept on getting delayed. It was supposed to come out April 1st of I think '97 or something. And it just kept on getting delayed.
Did they ask you guys what you wanted to name the video, or did it, hey, this is what we're doing?
No, the name came from a bumper sticker.
Really?
Yeah. If you watch the beginning, you could kind of see there was a bumper sticker that says "Fulfill the Dream," and eventually that's
how it just what?
Yeah.
Damn, that's some old footage. That's like, wow. And your brother filmed a lot of this.
My brother filmed a lot of this. Yeah.
And he's older, right?
He's older. He's
there's the front crook.
3 years older than me.
There's the front crook.
There's the front crooks that I just somehow I pulled it out of my ass.
Listen, sometimes that session, man, you know,
like I have never done down a rail at all.
Jeez.
Did it good?
Dude. Amazing.
Hey, you know what? You and Kalis were like my inspiration to learning tray flips, dude.
Yeah.
You had a really good tray flip.
Thank you. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, dude.
This probably Danny Garcia is right there.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that's Danny Garcia. He
on the right.
On the right.
In the white shirt?
In the white shirt.
Black?
Yeah. So he wasn't here this session. That's him right there.
God.
Yeah, that's Danny. But when he was just no one knew he was still coming up.
I can't believe you didn't even move those papers.
Yeah.
Dude, that spot was so fun, dude.
Yeah.
That spot was amazing.
They would have threw you off, Chris?
Oh, 100%. I would have moved those things. I'm thinking of like stepping on them, slipping out, blowing my knee out.
And were you just buying shoes back then?
No, I was getting shoes from Devious. Jerry over at Devious.
Yeah.
Really? Yes. He hooked my brother up. My brother hooked me up with his number. See, I'm wearing Devious. I think they're Stealth at the time. Those are pretty bulky.
Yeah,
but they were dope though.
Shit,
what year did
those
DVS?
are day ones. I remember I had some day ones.
DVS started in
Yeah.
95.
The cab back nose one?
That one right there, I got to give it to Kalis because I saw one of my favorite videos is Time Code when he did kickflip back tail or a kickback nose blunt on that thing.
That was,
yeah. You know, his time code part was just, you know, memorable.
so good.
So good.
So
I can't believe DVS started in 1995. That's crazy. I would have. Yeah.
So I was getting shoes from Devious for a little bit.
Okay. And then
And then this one, Richard Molder was on this. I used to go out to IE a lot on my IE friends, JP and Bucky or Joey Brzezinski. Yeah,
for sure.
So I think he filmed that. Joey actually filmed that.
Really?
That last line?
That last line.
With whose camera?
He had a high 8.
Joey's always been filming.
Right,
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
He filmed that line. He filmed the half cab nose blunt on that red table. Those are his footage. Crazy the story.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know either. Well, how did you choose? How did you the song you chose?
I've always wanted that one. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because living with Hoard, he used to blast Wu-Tang. He was all about Wu-Tang. And I remember hearing that song. I was like, man, that song is pretty sick.
Pass the bone, kid. Pass the bone.
Yeah, and I was always been a fan. And, you know, then it's weird. Choosing your songs for your part is hard. You know,
100%.
I'm not going to lie. You're like, what do I use?
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And having a song on like your part is golden. Like, you know, like it can make or break
It means everything.
It can make or break your part.
No doubt.
You know?
And we were talking about the last trick there too before we get. Well, we already played the magic stuff, but the kickflip back tail on the LA High rail.
Yeah.
Before the show, we were talking about it, but at some point in time, like that rail got removed. Either the school put it back in, or I remember another time later, like another skater put the rail in.
I think
Jankum. Yeah,
they did.
That's right.
They did a thing on it.
Yeah.
They made a rail, very, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, for this one, this was the original rail. You could tell because of the little gap in the front.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then eventually they took that out and they put another rail in, which is thinner.
Oh, so you did it before they took it out?
They took it out. Yeah.
So that's like the original rail.
That's the original rail where Costin half cap crooks to, you know what I'm saying? And like all that stuff.
Right. Okay.
Guide and all when switch.
Yeah.
Wait.
And go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was kind of funny because this is like when Baker came out. It was like after Black Hammers. This is kind of didn't your part end and then it was black and then this came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you were the first one to ever do that.
I've heard a lot of stories. I heard through the grapevine. I don't know. I heard Mike Carroll tried this.
Kickflip back
This
tail.
rail?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Possibly.
Yeah, I heard like Steve Barra tried it on the San Marcos rail. He was trying to get it for his part for VN.
Really?
Yes, and I heard just through the grapevine that I don't know if it's true. But he tried down this rail.
It might be.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
Because the only time I could think of someone doing that trick was Mark Johnson in
7 Steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the only person I'd seen do that. So you might have been one of the first, second maybe.
I think Jason Carney did it down the Powell skate rail.
Oh, okay.
In like a 411 ad or something like that. But, I mean,
that rail was nothing though. The Powell
skate zone.
It was like a little outlet.
Yeah, PVC on that thing.
Yeah, but that place was so legendary.
It was the best.
Legendary.
The best.
Right?
So good.
It was double-sided too, I think.
I thought
it was. It was like a
Yeah.
You can hit from both sides.
Still, I mean, it counts.
When did you film that trick in the video? Like, where is that towards the end?
So this one was not even supposed to be in the video. This was like probably a week before Fulfill the Dream, the the premiere.
Oh, it was a week before.
A week before. I go out, I'm hanging out with Schlossbach, Dave Schlossbach. He legendary, San Diego.
Legend.
Filmed Pat Duffy, all that stuff, right? So he was filming with the Planet Earth guys. He was filming with my friend Dennis Blue. And we all went to LA High, and he happened to he was the only one with the camera. And keep in mind, at this time, he didn't believe in he liked High 8. I don't know why.
Gotcha.
He just liked the way it looked, so he wasn't onto the digital yet.
Okay.
So he's so he filmed it all in High 8, but we had to digitize it. But yeah, so he filmed this clip of me, and then I remember filming it, and I told Muska, I was like, I would need this in my car because it's supposed to be that kickflip backside nose blunt in line. That was it. That was my line. That was my part.
Right.
So 1 week goes, and I go, hey, I got this trick. And then Muska was like, I'm going up to Santa Barbara. Come with me. And we go up there, and we put it in my part.
It in.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Maybe
last
that's
minute.
why the After Black.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you go into the credits, you'll see April go Tone's last minute.
Before we get here's
Tone's last minute. This is probably that was supposed to be the end.
So this is the end, but see, there's the After Black.
Yeah.
This is very, very small.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you see how he films very similar, like, you know, like the Sloshbox signature,
Totally.
you know.
It worked for like a last trick.
That's amazing last
To be honest with you, I don't remember landing it. I remember just like rolling away, and I was like, what? You know?
It's a blackout moment.
Yeah, it was a blackout moment. And I remember like just going to bed and be like, dude, you know, just being so psyched I couldn't even sleep. You know, it was pretty strange.
But did it take you a long time?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say a long time, but it did. You know, like you're there, you're sweating, blood, sweat, and tears.
When you're filming the video is in the works. In the beginning of your part, you're dreaming about Rosa.
Yes.
Was that set up, or were they just filming you and they put that in later? It's these things that I wonder about, right? Because there was a shot of you from behind, you know, you're watching, then there's a close up of your face, and you're just like,
So
You're, like, thinking about
let me get this. So you know how legendary Rosa is, right?
Legendary.
I'm talking legend. Even before the whole Shorties, she was just legendary, right?
I don't know about it before, sure, but yeah.
So when I got on, I was all about, I want to meet Shorty, I want to meet her, you know, and they knew I had a crush on her.
Listen, every skateboarder alive had a crush on Rosa. Come on now.
Yeah, I was such a fan that they're like, okay, we're gonna do a little skit with, you know.
So they told you.
Yeah, they told me.
Okay, so
They told
that was set up.
Yeah.
Okay, because
So-
you did a good job. I mean, yeah.
You kind of snap out of it. You're like at the end.
Look like you're daydreaming of Rosa.
You're daydreaming of Rosa, which we all did. I had the same daydream.
Again, she was legendary.
Legendary.
Legendary. So
Probably like, yeah.
It's almost like they're trying to replicate that Ridgemont High, you
Yeah.
know, when she was in the pool.
Yep.
but I think I only met her like once or twice.
Really?
Yeah, maybe like once or like a handful of times.
Since we are on the Rosa subject too, I got to tell, because like you turned pro later on, like after Guilty, you said, right?
After Guilty, yes.
After Guilty, you turned pro.
Yeah.
But the Rosa thing was still going on. And then you had this board here, which was your board.
Yeah.
Two-tone, me love you long time, Rosa.
Rosa, yeah.
Which is her in the bolts.
Yes.
Which is probably another legendary.
Yeah.
I did a 9 Club ad of me and grip tape, you know what I'm saying? But legendary. But you, before the show we were talking, tell us the what happened with this board.
So I came out like that. There was an idea for that board, right? And so they did it. They ran it. It was selling, I guess, pretty good, you know. But it was at the end of the Shorty's run, right? It was just they're making a lot of changes, you know, and of course
After Guilty, I mean, even but yeah.
Yeah, again, it was already kind of like declining, I guess you kind of say. You know, a lot of us probably didn't want to believe it, but it was, now that looking back on it. So when I turned pro, it was already kind of like on its, you know, so I didn't get to, I guess, enjoy my pro career, you know, up to...
You did have a bunch of boards, though.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
2, yeah, exactly, maybe 5. I mean, it happened.
Sure.
I'm glad it did, you know, because it's just, as a kid, that's what you want. You know, that's what you dream of,
No doubt.
you know, having your name on a board.
I can't believe that they didn't do a Rosa board before this, though.
No. And
How is that even not a thing? How is that not even a thought with the Shorties? Like, how did they not do a board with Rosa before?
I don't know. But after I think I got canned, they took off the two-tone Me Love You Long Time, just sold like that.
And they just continue selling
They
the
kept
Rosa
on
board.
selling the board, yeah.
Damn,
That's crazy.
Is that the only one? Is that the only one out there, pretty much?
There's one, but they don't have the one that has my name and the like her little message.
Yeah,
So-
I never knew that one. That's wild.
Who shot this photo? Do we know?
Cossack.
I was going to
No.
say Rick Cossack.
I don't think so. I
think
think Cossack shot all the beach ones, but not this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Roger, I seem to remember that too, though.
I thought it was Cossack.
I thought it was Cossack as well.
That Rosa board's still available, by the way.
It is.
Oh
look.
wow.
Wow.
What?
Rosa.
See?
They got to bring a Tone one back though, dude.
Look at that.
I can't believe that was your board.
Yeah.
They got to give him his royalties for
That's
that.
crazy.
Straight up.
Huh.
I wonder how long they've been selling that thing.
I wonder what she's
Probably ever since.
$70.
I mean, they took his name off.
Yeah.
And started saying, kept selling it.
Crazy.
And that was in 2001.
2001, yeah.
I wonder if she gets royalties.
I don't know.
How did she even?
I really don't know. I mean, I know they're trying to. I heard Shorty's coming back a little bit. I mean,
they haven't left anyway. I mean, they've been going this whole time.
Yeah, there's
much.
that Brazilian kid on there. That's super good.
Muska was talking about that.
Yeah,
dude.
that dude is.
How did Rosa even get in the mix? I don't even know the story. Was she friends with somebody?
She was their local like friends. I think a couple people like went to school with her.
Okay.
You know, again, Shorty started out like very like small, and then like the people like lived in Santa Barbara, and they just you use the people you know.
Sure.
So Rosa was one of them.
Okay. Yeah, that was the whole industry was infatuated.
Infatuated,
with
right?
For a quick second.
Yeah.
I'm still going on the fulfill the dream tip right now.
Okay.
Hope you don't mind.
No. Go ahead.
You spin a lot of things on your fingers. How did that come about?
It comes down to my brother. You know, he did everything that he did.
It's so funny to watch, though.
But it's funny because I did this in Laguna Hills, right? And then people start doing it, and like they're just like, "What the fuck's he doing?"
Let me do that.
What was it? What were you like in school?
But the board was hard. No one could spin the board,
nuts.
Dude, I tried.
Nobody can do the board because it's like concave.
It's big.
Yeah.
But you were good at it.
Yeah.
That was I would almost say that was like your trademark.
I guess, yeah. I think Greg Leska came out with something like board spinning. Like he had a little like, how do you hold your board?
Really?
Yeah, and there was a thing, the spinning. It was like in a magazine or something like that.
He bit it.
No,
He bit
he
your
just
style.
kind of. I think he just wrote like, how do you hold your board?
Okay.
And mine was like a little, you spin your board.
That's fine.
Did you get in trouble at school at all? Were you pretty like because you said you're living on your own back then? That's pretty. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I mean, again, the only thing that kind of kept me at bay was skateboarding, and that was kind of cool. I mean, there was a lot of times in my life I could have strayed, got into partying, going to raves, and all that stuff. But I always kept skateboarding as like my pillar of like kind of like keep me in check.
Mm-hmm. We talked to Snyder about Fulfill the Dream. I skated with Snyder way after Fulfill the Dream, but it never occurred to me. I never put the timeline together of like when he got kicked off of Shortys.
Yeah.
And it was literally right after Fulfill the Dream.
Yeah.
I find that fascinating because like you guys are like a unit, you know what I mean? And like, it's almost like you're in a way, like you just won the championship and now you're trading players and getting rid of people and bringing new, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
weirdest thing to me. Yeah. Did you have any idea or anything, was anything discussed with you, or were they just doing these things?
I think what happened, like just from my point of view was, I mean, you got to keep in mind, like back then, 21, 22 was considered old already, right? Like you were already kind of.
Because he was a couple years older than you.
He was a couple years older than us, right? So, and I'm pretty sure we were all striving for that covenant 4th Pro Shortys, right? There was all of us AMs going for it.
Well, they told him they weren't going to turn him pro.
I think that's part of the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all I can remember. Because he wanted to turn pro. I know that. I get, because who doesn't? And you were older at the time. Like, you got to make some money. You can't be living off of $300-400 a month, Yeah. And that's tough. I mean, I was 18. I had to get a job too. And I was still skating, but I still had to work under my parents. I mean, I was getting paid like maybe like $200 a month or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was.
Were you stressing on the younger kids at all, like Brandon's, because they were getting a lot of hype? Did you feel like you're kind of in the middle between Snyder and then the kids?
I was just happy to be in the mix, right?
Yeah.
We always knew Brandon was just gonna probably be the next pro, him or Snyder, one or the other. During filming of Fulfill a Dream, right? We always knew and then there was that who's going to be a pro after, but we always knew it was going to be either Brandon or Snyder.
Okay.
But I think
and then when they got rid of Schneider,
Brandon was the next.
Brandon was the next. Was he actually the one who turned pro next?
He was the next one turned pro, yeah. And then there was after that, I guess, part of the reasons why like it took a long time for someone to get on Shortys too was because, you know, we knew, I think at the time Appleyard wanted to get on, or we were trying to get Appleyard, and everyone's like, yeah, there were some heavy hitters.
Shaking the tree right there.
Yeah, you know, so it was kind of like, we're like, oh wow, you know, like the whole team had to agree.
Yeah, but I mean, bro, like back
I know.
then too, because like even B. Turner, he says that he was, you know, I mean, he was a, you know, he was opinionated little kid, right?
Yeah.
Him and Sammy would bicker back and forth, and then, you know,
Yeah.
So,
And also, you're protective of your no one. You don't want anyone just to come on your
100%.
team, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I think we all had a chance, you know, like we all had a shot at like becoming the next Shortys pro, you know, but for me, it was just like, I think I was like 20, like after Guilty, 2001. So I was like 21.
21.
So
How much younger is Brandon?
he's 3 years younger than me.
3 years. It's not that. In hindsight, it's not that much.
Yeah.
And 3 years is nothing.
No.
But back then,
Back
the 3
then,
years is like a
huge.
huge
For
It's
sure.
difference.
huge.
Huge
It's
difference.
huge, you know.
Damn.
During you were filming Guilty, you got on Osiris at that. Was it before?
Yeah, so I got on Osiris because DVS. I tried to. I think I wanted to get on DVS, but at the time it was very like I wouldn't say segregated, but it was just like the girl.
It was
the
very girl chocolate.
Yeah, it was very girl and chocolate, and I think the only person that got on was like James Craig or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to
Day one.
Tim Gavin at a trade show. I go, hey, you know, like, you seeing if there's any spot, and he's like, if you see another opportunity, I would take it. And then I was like, all right, you know. So at the time, Brandon and Smolik was riding for Osiris, so I kind of hit them up, and I knew Chad Fernandez too, so they kind of put a good word in for me, and then eventually I just got on to Osiris.
Okay.
So,
Was that like a pretty good paycheck back then for being an amateur, or was it pretty?
yeah, well, you had to work your way up. I mean, when I got on, I didn't get paid. You know, it was just, you know, back then AMs don't get paid. You know, I was barely getting paid with Shortys.
And then you were filming during that point. You were filming for Guilty.
Yeah, from 2000, filming for Guilty. So it's about right.
And were they talking about like turning you pro during this whole time, or was that like we'll see after the video? Or
I don't know. I know that it was kind of like, you don't bring it up.
True.
You don't want to get chopped. You know,
You just keep your head down and
keep your head down and
Yeah.
just. I think that was it. I wanted to. How I made money was the photo incentives. I made sure.
I remember that, dude.
I made sure I got my stickers on my board, and I made sure that was the only way you get paid. I mean, you know, and I guess I was known for that, having just a bunch of stickers on my board. Yeah. You know?
I used to run that too.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I mean, again, that's how we got paid,
Yeah.
you know, as AM.
The extra little sprinkle for sure.
Yeah. So
That's true. That's
very true. It was different times. I mean, as
What-
AM, you did not get paid.
What do you think? I mean, looking back, I don't even know if you can answer this, but what do you think was the best month you had with photo incentives?
Probably my cover.
How?
Ooh.
So was that $1,000?
Dude, I mean, I think Shorty's gave me like $2,000 at the time. just for
Really?
that thing. And then my skate shop gave me like $1,000.
You had like
Damn.
furnace stickers.
Furnace
I mean, you got,
stickers.
like, here's your checkout. You got.
Oh yeah, this is like when I first kind of like got on. I guess the boards were so different.
Damn, switchback tail. That's sick.
So you got. Yeah, the photo incentives. Sometimes I forget about photo
You
incentives.
forgot the photo incentives.
It was a strong because you had to literally like turn your photo incentive in.
Oh yeah.
You had to like make copies. It was like a whole thing. You had to like bring in the magazines and give it to them. And
I
show
believe
them.
it was like $250 from each sponsor. So if you had like 5, it was pretty.
Got a good little
That's a
check.
good little check.
Right.
Yeah.
They started doing it monthly though too, where they were looking at it and kind of going through the magazines.
Yeah, but dude, like they wouldn't.
There would be stuff slipping through the cracks.
Yeah,
100%.
If you didn't say
Yeah,
anything,
That's what I'm saying.
You bring it
gotta-
up like 6 months later, like, hey, dude, like you didn't pay me for
They're
that.
like, well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
6 months.
did you know that you were getting that Thrasher cover?
No, I did not know that.
So it just came out.
Yeah. So
Who shot that?
Look at the sticker job on that one right there, dude. That's how you
it's,
get paid.
I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. The same person who just shot the photo of Philippe's kickflip front blunt of LA Hollywood High.
Oh, who shot that? Burnett?
Burnett. Burnett shot this one. So
Wow, okay.
he came down, and he was the only photographer at the time, and he basically just shot it. I didn't know it was going to be a cover. It just happened to be just, you know, one month we're at Furnace. I guess Chris Ortiz, you know, the photographer, he's like, oh my God, look at this. And I was like,
Damn.
what? You know, I was pretty shocked because, I mean, being an AM and getting the cover of Thrasher, it's pretty surreal. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's what is it? I think Rowley said it. He was like, it's like cover of Rolling Stone. Like he was just like, you know, like that's
it's a coveted place in skateboarding.
Yeah, and walking into Ralph's and seeing it. It was strange.
Dude, I remember I would just go look for my ad of going into Ralph's.
Yeah. Right?
A little magazine stand, be like, do I have anything this month?
Like you're walking
not
by
only the cover,
and you're just like, oh shit.
But dude, you had the like a sequence of it right in like the first or second page.
Yeah, they
too.
gave me the sequence, so I got paid for that too. I got I double dipped.
Doubled up, bro.
I doubled up.
No.
Yeah, I
Wait,
doubled
was there
up.
footage with this? Forgive me.
Oh yeah, in Guilty.
It's in Guilty.
Yeah, I doubled up.
And they actually made a whole thing about the in the video part. They like did the Thrasher thing and put the cover. We'll pull it up right now. Here it is, right here.
Jeez.
Yeah, you did that
That
good
was
too.
nuts,
This
bro.
was in the part though. This was like we just cut it out.
Did anybody ever skate that after? I mean, you shut it down pretty much.
People have done stuff.
I feel
but
like Appleyard maybe skated.
I think
it,
Tim
like,
Tim switched crooked
Tim Tim.
grind. That was
sick.
sick. Yeah, Tim switch cringled it.
Rob G. What is Rob?
He
G?
backtailed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you
This is
showed
by
him up,
far the
dude.
best trick done on that, though, for real.
How long did that take you? Were you scared?
This is the thing about this. At this time, I wasn't skating. I was training. I don't know if that made any sense.
Here we go.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Here it
Yeah,
goes.
and,
What were you training
and I
for?
think that killed skateboarding for me too. It was just like you were just training on a trick for like a week or 2 weeks or whatever. I had a flat bar.
Oh, so
I think
you
I
would
remember.
train.
I would train. I knew I came here. I was like, ooh, I got, you know. So I
Were you training for this spot?
for that spot.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna do it, but there was a
Gotcha.
point where like I sacked going backwards, and I told my brothers I can't do this. My brother gave me a pep talk. He's like, "You don't want to come back here."
True.
He's like, "You're warmed up here.
True.
You don't want to come back here." All right,
So you did it that day?
I backtailed it perfectly, and then I sacked, like probably
Going
a couple of tries.
backwards.
Yeah, going backwards. And I was like, "Dude, we gotta come back." And he's like, "Dude, you don't want to come back."
Yeah, you just get it
No,
done.
just get it done.
Damn Toan right there.
Yeah.
With the angles.
And it's crazy because if you look at it, I was getting Foursquare. You guys remember Foursquare?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it was through Circa.
Totally.
So they were giving me photo incentives if I threw
So it was like snowboard shit,
snowboard
right?
stuff,
Yeah.
right? So I was like putting shit on and I was getting photo incentives from
No,
them.
you
That's
weren't.
dope.
Yes.
Really?
Good
Yes.
for you, bro.
Oh, so you were on Circa?
I was kind of like on their like flow.
Photo incentive plan
not
for
Circa.
Foursquare.
For Foursquare and Forum. Snowboarding gear. It's strange.
How?
I don't know.
But you were on LRG first, right?
No.
Or was it after?
It was after.
Oh, okay.
It was this and then LRG.
Okay, so Foursquare.
Yeah, Foursquare.
But were they hooking up any other skaters?
Dude, I was going down there with like just getting snowboard gears and they just hooked me up.
Were you an avid snowboarder?
No.
What were you doing?
Some of the gear you could wear.
It was just, I think, was it Ryan Reed?
Yes. Yeah.
Ryan Roz, those guys who owned it, right? Like we were, somehow we were just partying a lot. And he was like, hey, just put a sticker on, I'll pay you photo incentive. I was like,
So it was
okay.
like a homie thing.
It was like a
type
homie thing.
Okay.
And then eventually that kind of dried out. And then that's when I got on LRG.
How did you get on LRG?
Had a rave.
At a rave.
Wait, who did you meet? Jonas?
I met Jonas. I met,
man.
Jonas was there. At the time, I didn't know what LRG was. So we were at a rave, whatever. And then somehow, like, I got contact with Jonas, and he was like, yeah, come by, pick up some gear. And I was like, what the hell? You know? Okay, sure. You know, I'm having fun. Go to Toan. I'm like, you ever heard of LRG? And he's like, yeah. You know, I was like, all right. If my brother heard, I'll go check it out, you know? So I went down there, and then he gave me a bunch of stuff, and I guess it just kind of got on, you know.
And this is before the LRG like movement, right?
Huge.
It was like right when it started.
It was right when it
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
it
mean,
was-
like they had no skate team,
no skate team, but they were
skaters, like-
they were starting to put skaters on.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it was I forgot what it was a Denman, JP Jadid, you know, just the old
Kane Gale.
Kane with this, Kane Gale, Rob G, you know, so it was the original guys. So
Jonas was a big fan of skating, that's for sure. He definitely. I remember meeting him at Zoomies one time, and he was just super cool. Bro.
cool
As shit, man.
Yeah, he knew it. He knew his skate history, dude.
Yeah.
He did.
That's why, like,
yeah, I totally remember that. You got on. I remember at rave.
That makes perfect sense.
If you're going to raves back
I
then,
love
dog.
that. What, are you candy flipping? What's going on?
Glow sticks, dude.
There's again lots of a lot of adventures. You know, not just skateboarding, but just So
So you had Foursquare, then LRG.
Yeah.
When the Foursquare thing dried up. What other spot? You had Furnace, Shortys, Osiris,
Dark Star
Wheels.
Wheels,
Okay.
Dark Star Wheels. I mean, I had the whole.
So you could put together a nice little photo incentive package.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah.
Well, because back then too, we had so many magazines.
For sure.
Also,
And you had to show your main board spot you're working,
100%.
right?
That's how you did it.
That's how you did it. That's how they gauged you. Of like, are you working or not?
Tones in
Right?
trans world this month. Tones in the
Right?
But then when you had like 411 and all these other other options, those were key as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, again, you had to work. There was as am. I mean, especially for
Yeah.
like some AMs had to work more, and I was kind of like in that area where it's like I had to do extra, like I had to shoot more photos,
Well, you're saying you were like training back then. And when I was skating with you, you would like practice tricks and then go strictly to try that trick.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by?
That's by training.
Yeah.
And it sucked. It killed skating.
But you were doing
was.
hard tricks, but that's like.
It wasn't skating.
No,
I'm
but
not
it
gonna
was-
lie. I
it-
mean, it was,
Yeah.
that's not skating, right? Like,
I mean, you ask Jerron, and he's going to tell you something different than if you ask me. I think it's skating.
really?
Yeah, Jerron doesn't practice. He doesn't do anything. But
Nah, I go skating.
I guess part of it was I stopped skating with people. I started just like had just training it from my house, so skating my box and just working on tricks. But as you're working on tricks, you're losing your other tricks, So it was just like a weird cycle.
I don't know. It's so
Next thing
funny
you know-
because, like, here's the thing.
I mean, don't
Going
get me
back to-
wrong either. Don't get me wrong. Like I've definitely tried tricks over and over again, but I don't look at it. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, yeah, I'm trying to accomplish this trick, but I'm not like, man, I'm training to get this shit. Like I'm just skating. I'm not thinking about training until it's land. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, here's the thing. Back then,
that's my logic.
no skate parks, few and far between.
Yeah.
You had to go up to Santa Barbara, Powell Skate Zone. That was the closest thing. The more skate parks popped up, the more quote unquote training people are doing, right? For me, going to the West Lake Courthouse and skateboarding was a form of training because maybe we'd film some stuff there, but a lot of the tricks we were doing at the courthouse, we would go and film them somewhere else.
That very
Because
well
like
may
we were
be.
working on stuff. You know?
I get that, but what I'm trying to say in my psyche, it was never like, I'm going training today. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Like, or
he
I'm going to
just-
go train today.
like
You
he
know
just
what I
said,
mean? Yeah,
he
like
was
you just
kickback
said. Like,
tailing a
Yeah.
flat
that
bar
was
to go-
never, like, I'm out and we're randomly trying stuff. And if it comes together, it comes together.
Perfect example. When I tried to switch front nose slide World Savings Rail, remember the big fat one? Switch front nose. I got to the bottom. Tim Dowling filmed it. Almost had it.
Where's that footage?
I'm trying to get it. Tim, it was a
I won't
bail.
believe it till I see it.
I want to
dude.
see that though, for real.
Ask Tim Dowling. He's
He has it or he,
well. I mean, it was a bail. Why would he keep it?
I believe Chris
Oh.
bailed that.
huh? Not that
I'm-
I don't
I'm-
believe.
I'm
I'll
just
call-
kidding,
I
by
just,
the
I
way.
just want to
I'm
see
just-
it. That's
okay.
all.
So-
Yeah, move on.
I was doing switch front nose all the time. I was practicing, and then I went to the beach. Before that, switch front nose, switch front nose, switch front nose, switch front nose,
Training.
switch front nose, switch front nose, switch front nose, switch front nose, because I knew that this rail was big and fat, like a
Right.
ledge. I was treating it like a ledge in my mind,
Yeah.
and the stairs were longer. So,
Right.
you know the World Savings Rail. It's the
Kinda,
one Rick
sorta.
nose slides,
Oh, the
guy,
long
no
one.
guy nose
Guy nose
slides.
The
Yeah.
long ass one?
It's
Yeah.
long and silver.
Yeah, long and
Muska
silver.
50/50 tail slide.
Yeah.
South Wilshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Still there?
So yeah, the
It's
train.
gone.
No, it's gone. But the training aspect. So yes, I understand. But I understand where you're coming from too. 100%.
No,
I think you just got like at the time you got caught up. You got caught up of like trying to make a living. You're trying to like,
Yeah.
again, you have your sponsors. You have your obligation to your sponsors. You know, and it just kind of like killed it. I guess you'd say when I say killed it, it was just like it wasn't fun anymore. Like skating
For you.
for me.
Did you think?
Huh.
Did you have like it was filming for the video was a lot on your shoulders for Guilty?
Kind of, sort of. because
that was an anticipated video as well.
Yeah, because
That
when are we
was-
talking about that it killed it for you? Was this after Guilty or before Guilty?
I think during Guilty. I think it was just more just like you weren't skating for fun anymore. It was like more skating.
a job.
Now it's a job. And
I don't
like
think
with
a lot
any
of-
jobs, you start to kind of like, because there was a point where I would not go skating if there was no filmer or photographer, right? Or you go and get a trick, and you stop skating for the day. You're like, oh, yeah, let's go party or let's go drink or whatever it is, right? And it just became this like job.
I think it's hard for
You
some
know?
people that are not in the skateboard
Yeah.
industry to understand that.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, look, we are so blessed to have this job.
Yeah.
And going and skating for fun and then capturing stuff, making videos. But dude, for some people, man, it's this work becomes this overbearing thing. Like you said, like it wasn't fun anymore.
It wasn't fun no more because not only that, but not only you're trying to like up your skating, but you're trying to keep up too, right? Like you're like, dude, there's all these guys just killing it, right? And you're just like, fuck, dude, you know. And like, I had a friend, right? He asked me, he was like, man, skating for a living should have been awesome, right? But it was just like, well, it became a job, you know, and you're just kind of like you lost the love for it, you know.
And it also depends, like how. I mean, when you say for a living, like if you're skating for a living, you expect to like be able to live off of that.
Yeah.
And if you're not like making, you know, I mean, at that time you don't need to be making that much because everything was a lot cheaper. You know what I mean? You could be making $2,000 a
And
month, and you're chilling.
We got roommates.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
saying when you got, if you're making $2,000 or $1,500 a month, you can be able to live like comfortably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You pay $500 to this, and then you have $500 or $600 for food, and then you know it just. You gotta make it. You make it work. But if you're not getting that, like,
Yeah.
it's just
I had
like-
I had to work still.
Well,
Yeah.
he had
You
to
know,
work for photo
I
incentives.
had to work for photo, and I had a job. I worked with my parents.
Oh, really? What'd you do?
I was a runner for DMV.
What does that mean?
Like it's basically taking paperwork to the DMV because we own a registration traffic school.
Oh,
So at 18,
I might have gone to that one. No.
So at 18, my parents was like, "You're getting a job. You're gonna work, and you're gonna skate, and you're going to college."
now, whoa.
that's a lot of pressure too.
Yeah, and of course, I was, you know,
At 18,
college.
where were you? Where we at? Where we're talking when you're 18?
After Fulfill the Dream.
After Fulfill the Dream, in between Guilty.
Yeah, in between Guilty.
Now you have to get a job.
Yeah, because
Did you go to college too?
I pretended to go to college.
Community college?
Yeah, I pretended went to go skate. You know, my parents obviously think
Did you
that
like
I-
forge a
the thing that killed it for me was in college, right? Like, I was still in high school mode. So I went to college. I didn't know that I had to go see a counselor. I started taking all these random classes for like a year or two. And all of a sudden I go see a counselor. Like, all our classes were electives. They don't mean shit. So I was like, damn. I wasted 2 years of my life. And this is the time when I'm about to turn pro. I was like, all right, I'm going to turn pro, move to San Diego. I'm done with it.
right.
Yeah.
When you were pro, when you turned after Guilty came out, and you turned pro. What were the paychecks like then? I mean, we were talking also like Shortys is going downhill at this point.
Yeah.
They've lost their way. It's a whole different company now.
I was honestly, even when my board came out, I was still getting pay
Okay.
for a little bit, for a
Right.
couple months.
Right.
And then after Vancouver or something like that, that's when they're like, okay, we need to pay you $2,000 or something like that. I forgot
Oh.
what it was. But before it was like $500 a month or something like
Damn.
that.
And then
Again, it was tough.
Did you feel like you could never get ahead?
Yeah.
In the skateboarding game?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. As much as the sponsors you had, it was tough. You know,
So
being
crazy to skate for the biggest company at that time. And also to see the company kind of take this this downward turn also, but then to not be able to like
to pay your bills. You're 21, 20.
it's crazy.
You're making, I wouldn't say peanuts because I was photo incentives,
sure.
the monthly security.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, I think I was getting paid like $900 from Osiris or something like that, and like $500 from Shortys. So even then, it was still good money for I guess.
Yeah, back then.
Back then, on top of your photo incentives.
Tell us the story that when you get kicked off Osiris.
Oh, oh, jeez. That was my dumbass. I look back on life and I'm like, I can't believe.
By the
that
way,
happened.
we've heard a couple people have kind of the same type of
God,
stories.
yeah. I mean, at the time, you're just like this. kind of like
we-
spoiled skateboarder. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like this, like I deserve all this type of deal. You want more money, right? At the time, I was such a fan of iPath shoes, the cats, that I would wear them on tour, and I would wear them. And I was in my head, I was like, you don't see a logo.
Were you chilling?
I was
in
chilling
them?
in them.
You weren't skating in
I wasn't skating in them. I was just chilling
They were
in
your
them.
chill
They're my
shoes.
chill shoes, okay? And they were pissed. Like I went on tour with them, and then all of a sudden, I guess my big brother came out, and I had them on. I totally forgot, and they were pissed. You know, I don't blame them. You know, I look back on it, I would have kicked myself
Wasn't
off.
the photo?
You know?
The photo was similar to like this.
Yeah,
right?
it was similar like that. You can see iPads, and
Yeah.
they were pissed.
I mean, rightfully
In the
so.
video, in
Of
the video,
course.
in
Yeah,
the video.
rightfully so.
No.
It was a
It's a
photograph.
Here's a
Oh,
photograph.
gosh.
I'm wearing
Similar to
iPads.
this, though.
Okay, keep in mind,
man.
they're paying me to wear Osiris, and here I'm wearing iPad. Again, I don't blame them. You know, so I shot myself in the foot.
Here's a funny thing though, Tone. Back then, even to this day, if people got kicked off of their shoe sponsors for wearing chill shoes, the whole industry would be kicked off.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people were wearing chill shoes? Dubs, what were your
day.
chill shoes when you were rocking DVS?
Nikes.
Yeah, there you go.
Nikes all day.
There you go. It was a whole thing. The chill and skate shoes.
I have some
100%.
runners, Jordans, all that.
Yeah.
See that, but at the time, it like
But
you
it
know,
came out in a magazine.
It came in a magazine. I was on
Who
tour.
the hell was looking at that closely?
But that's right in the
though?
beginning. When I got like later, when I started to get like towards getting a shoe, I didn't wear nothing for a while. I was like,
Yeah, because your pay went
You're
up.
smart.
Yeah, yeah,
everything
you were playing the
changed.
game.
And that way, I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna put those on ice for a minute.
Right.
And I think what killed it too for me too is like hearing like, oh yeah, this person's making this much. You know, it all became about money. You're like, who made this? Who made this? And that was funny because hearing that Shortys with Snyder's last interview, and he's like, oh yeah, they try to keep it a secret. We all knew Brandon and Schneider got paid, you know. But
Right.
I mean, again, it was just funny hearing that.
So hold on. Schneider, refresh our memory though. Schneider said that him and Brandon were
got
getting
paid
paid
yeah,
as AMs on Shorties.
but to kind of keep it on the low key.
and
That's
you,
crazy.
you and Sammy Baptista and Jesse Silva
We weren't getting paid. I didn't get paid for the longest time, and
Why were they? What was the favoritism there? I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, again,
Older? No,
I think-
you were older. I mean, you were a couple years below Schneider, and then Brandon was a couple years below you.
I don't think again. I don't know. It's hard to say.
So weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, they probably didn't know. As the company owners, they probably didn't know what they were doing.
I mean,
either.
it was different times
Yeah.
back then, right?
Yeah.
It was way different times. I mean, you're a multi-million-dollar company, but back then, AMS just you didn't get paid. You know.
Yeah, that was like, especially at your age, no one at Ames got paid back then.
No, I mean, again, I just got out of high school.
did.
I got paid. Yeah.
We did.
Well, wait, we got paid for who?
From girl, I get
Yeah.
paid.
No, but you were like, I'm talking about like,
As I am, I was getting paid
I got-
$1,000 a month, bro.
I don't know. I wasn't getting paid that much.
okay,
though,
that's nuts.
But I was like,
but you're
getting
on
paid-
girl. Okay, yeah, never mind. I don't
But
know. That's
mind
nuts.
you, there was not a lot of like AMs on girl. At that
Yeah,
time.
were you the
There was
only
not-
one?
You was probably the only one.
So that's why I'm up for got that.
I think I got like 500 for a band.
Yeah, I think
great.
500 was kind of like, oh, that's
Right.
a lot.
It's
for
kind of
AM.
like the
sure.
AM
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So
Okay. It's so interesting, dude.
right, crazy, huh?
Yeah. Because like they were printing money over there.
Of course.
They were printing money.
From what I heard, I mean,
They were doing good.
They were
I
doing
heard,
good. Let's put it that way.
I heard that video was selling like over $1 million a month back then.
Shut the really.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
That sounds kind of far fetched. Just speaking out
That's
loud.
what I heard,
But
so-
maybe $1,000. Wait,
$1
$1 million a month.
Just,
Ah,
No,
No.
$1 million
that's what I
a
heard.
month?
I don't know.
or
$12 million a year.
what is it? Or were they making $1 million a month off of that
air?
video because of all the stuff that they were selling?
Yeah,
that
I
was
think-
just specifically the video.
I don't think it was the video, but
maybe
just like
everything
else or
encompassing,
something like that. Yeah,
I could
I
see
know.
them.
Maybe.
I could see them making $1 million a month off of just boards and gear and backpacks and all that stuff.
They're a $12 million company, $15 million company. Maybe. I don't know. It just seems pretty.
This is.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
We're
don't
just
know.
guessing.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Wait, how did you?
But they were
They were
printing
big. I'm
money
not
at the
saying they
time.
were. Not by any means.
First off, I want to say thank you for introducing me to sushi because I wouldn't.
Hold on, we're talking about money right now. What's going on? What's
But-
going on?
Sushi is
I think we're done with the conversation.
No.
Kelly back in the days, his limited a variety of foods were very limited. He just loved
burgers.
Was it
Wiener Schnitzel
Quiznos
and-
sandwiches, right? And Subway or something like that.
I would get like just a turkey sandwich, and that was
Yeah,
it. And this,
I fuck with you, Kelly. I
Yeah.
like that too. Same shit.
and like during your Big Brother interview, while you were filming, you switch heeled the gap with Cossack,
Oh yeah.
and I tried to Vero heel it with you, and I destroyed my ankle. You and Tyrone, I couldn't walk. You and Tyrone,
Was it that day?
Same day.
Wow.
And then you and Tyrone took me to, like, we were going to get sushi, and then they took me in there, and like, you have to try this. You have nowhere to go.
And what'd you try?
They gave me eel,
Eel. He was a fan of eel. I remember that.
That worked.
but I just want to say thank you for
Yeah, no worries.
opening my eyes
The
to world.
horizons of the world of food.
Nice.
Um,
Can we get back to guilty now? No, I'm just kidding.
yes, actually, I would like
Yeah.
to know how you how you found out you're going to turn pro.
I think I asked. Like, I wouldn't go if I asked, but it was just kind of like that unspoken. Like, okay, so I guess guilty came out. I guess there was just talks of like who's going to turn, because Brandon already turned pro, right? And at the time, George and the guy, I don't know if he was there. I think he was after, but there was already kind of talks of like we need a new board coming out. So they kind of like approached me and told me, hey, what's your design of like what would you like? And I was like, okay. It took a little bit to come up with like trying to go off the whole magic thing with the rabbit, Asian rabbit in a rice hat.
Yeah.
So
That's what you came up with?
that's what I came with, the idea.
Okay.
And then the guy from the Garbage Pail Kids, they hired him to do that one.
Do that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The dude who drew all the
All the
Garbage
Garbage Pail Kids
your
drew
first,
my board.
That's your first board.
That's my first board. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That's some shit.
Yeah.
Damn. I wonder why they didn't go with a Garbage Pail type theme.
Well, they did, but they had a bunch of boards back in the days, like probably about 2 years prior. It was all like Garbage Pail Kid style.
So they had already worked.
They already
with this
worked
guy.
with them
Oh, okay.
already.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
That was it. You turned pro.
yeah, I guess they just started making samples, send it
Right.
to me, and then okay, let's again, it just kind of just eased into it,
Right.
But again, at the time, it was already kind of going downhill.
This was 2001 or
2001, 2002, right? And so they obviously tried to get something new in the market.
Yeah, and refresh our memories too. Is like guilty. When did they start to add new people into
We started adding after guilty.
after guilty?
It's after guilty,
That's
because
right.
then we realized we needed a new talent, or just it was just getting kind of, I wouldn't say stale, but
Was it Fabrizio?
no, I think the first one was Victor Fanoche.
Oh, that's right.
That was one of the first ones.
That's
that was
crazy.
yeah. He started skating with Muska, and then he bring him around, and then Muska was like, all right, we need it. We're just gonna put him on.
Did they ask you?
Yeah, he skated with us, and at the time we're just like, all right, let's have some new blood on the team, right?
And he was gnarly, dude. He gnarly crooked some big shit.
Yeah.
And-
Again, he definitely had his footage. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that he did. So we were like, all right, let's put him on.
Nobody really knew who he was.
No,
It
he
was kinda like
wasn't.
this guy that. There's nothing wrong with that, 100%. But yeah, I don't know. Shorty's had this weird vibe to it after.
I think it was weird because of this. So during the filming of Guilty, we shot all those skits, right? Those like killing cops and all that stuff. And this was right before we already filmed it, and then 9/11 happened. And do you remember like cops were known as heroes? You know what I'm saying? It was a bad time.
Yeah,
It was the worst time. But we already filmed all the skits. Paid like 40. I forgot how much it was.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was already in. There was no turning back. I mean, again, then Guilty came out, but it was like prior to.
I don't
9/11.
even remember that being a big issue. I just
I
remember.
heard it was a huge issue.
Really?
They took some stuff off the
Yeah.
filming, I'm sure, without putting it up there.
That's so weird.
I heard
didn't-
again, and the person who directed was the owner, and as you can see,
Yeah.
it was night and day from Fulfill a Dream to that. It went from like very family oriented to now.
Up
Not
again.
so family.
Yeah, not so
oriented.
yeah.
For sure. Interesting.
Crazy, huh?
And in Guilty, who came up with that skit of riding the little go-kart and then you going in and taking a shit?
Oh shit!
What was going on with that?
I don't know.
I love the sense of humor, though. It was funny. It still had your little funny touch.
Well, I mean, obviously that whole the belt buckles from my brother. That was he did that. But obviously it was Julio De La Cruz had one with the deal. You know what I'm saying? So we got all that from
Okay, because I knew I pointed that out right away.
Yeah,
I'm like, Julio De La Cruz.
Julio De La Cruz did that on the deal, right?
Yep.
So I used to wear that raves and all that stuff too. Like, my name's Toan, you know, all fucked up. But
So
yeah,
who came up with this? Though?
I came up with it
Okay.
because this is a time when I was like having all my stuff at the house, my boxes, and I bought this go-kart for $500. So it was like skating go-kart. You know, it was just like this weird little, stupid little like, you guys come over to skate? You want to ride my go-kart? And then it was just like, you know.
Okay.
Helmet on.
Yeah. And that sticker was from Deca, the one that housed my skating, you know.
Call, eat shit.
Yeah, that was from Hoard.
But who? I mean, then you're like, okay, then I'm gonna look through the magazine. I'm gonna have bubble guts, and I'm gonna have to go take a shit. Like who?
I don't know. At the time, it sounded cool, you know, like a little
So
skit.
this was all you.
Yeah, this is all me, you know, and then it goes into my part. So,
I just think it's funny to like hear.
you know, I mean,
the behind the scenes on who's-
every company had their skits, right?
Totally.
Girl had their skits.
for sure.
So,
And then that was the
yeah, then it goes into my
Opening.
part.
Wait, is your brother film
My
that?
brother filmed that.
Too good.
So this was a whole different thing compared to filming for Fill the Dream.
Yeah, this was more just like I had my part pretty much planned, like, you know, what I was gonna do. Certain tricks was freestyle. You go like this was Miami. This one was planned. Like I was like, I was training at my house.
Chafee, man.
Yeah, Chafee, legendary spot. JP Jadid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was in your part.
Yeah. See, the thing about this, I always had like, I always like to have my friends with, you know, like I grew up with. I never was like, oh yeah, you're like too cool, right?
Right.
I always like, you know, I want you to be my part, like, you know, Brian's in my
Brian
part.
Hoard,
Yeah.
yep.
Didn't that one session right there? A bunch of you guys got stuff on the flat cap, right?
Which one?
At the library.
Yeah, that was a little Shorty's am trip, and Jesse Sylvie killed it. He filmed all his stuff that day or that trip.
I never skated this.
I think that spot was. I mean, it's still skatable now.
Is it?
Yeah, they redid
Yeah.
it, but it's
That was super dope.
it was pretty. It's pretty long.
But I
Yeah,
think a
yeah.
lot of people did. I think Chico did it. I think there was a few people.
okay.
Yeah.
I remember that in downtown.
You remember that?
Yep. Backside flip. Gino Iannucci was.
Did he do that? I heard he did it.
He broke his board trying it.
Yeah. I don't know if
He kept
I don't think
he kept landing on it and breaking his
Yeah.
board. I think was that USC right there.
That was USC. Yeah,
Really?
it was JP.
There's JP Jadid. I don't remember
Those
that. I don't
ledges
remember
were
that spot.
Yeah.
random, but they were good. Dude.
Yeah, you had to skate him at night, I believe.
Oh,
You get kicked out.
there he is.
Damn.
Ollie heel nose wheelie.
That was super
Then
dope.
here it is, the Thrasher cover. Kickflip back tail. And then
Yeah, that's just. I
back
feel like
tail big spin.
I feel like that's the school just put a new rail in there.
Yeah, I think
It-
they did too.
Yeah, because it looks somewhat similar but thinner, like you
Right.
said. But
It's so interesting, man.
So were you saying that Shortys took a dip after Guilty came out?
I feel like it was. I feel like it was dipping. Listen, honestly, like I stopped. I wouldn't say stopped paying attention, but I kind of stopped paying attention after Fulfill the Dream, and that kind of the legacy of that video kind of died out, right? And then
Yeah.
it kind of went into this thing, and then when they started putting new people on, I was checked out
Yeah.
by then. It's just
So the image had changed from Fulfill the Dream to Guilty.
not
that's
even
it.
that much though.
I think again, it was a strange time. We had to put new blood. There was no way around it, you know.
But when you guys went into Guilty, you had the same crew except Schneider.
Except Snyder, yeah.
And then after that, it was the Fanouche,
Victor Fanache.
Victor Fanache.
Yeah.
Who else? Lenny Rivas?
no, Oliver.
Oliver Rivas.
Oliver Rivas.
Yeah.
And then
There was a
Marius-
time.
Tori Pudwell even.
The
was
thing
on
about
board.
this is we got a new team manager. His name was Craig, I believe.
Okay.
You know, and he was managing those little guys.
Where was Muska during all this?
LA. He was already kind of like
was
doing his own
already checked out,
thing.
too.
Yeah, I think he was already checked out. He was doing his just stuff up in LA.
Because
That's when he was doing his music.
He does his music,
Yeah.
yeah, his Muska beats, I think.
he left Shorty's right? I mean, eventually
He
like,
left
what-
Shorty's after. Like again, he was trying to revamp the team, I believe. You know, trying to get the new kids, and like we got a new team manager, and that was when the Rodrigo Lima came on the team.
Rodrigo Lima.
Yeah.
That's right.
I wasn't there with the whole Andrew Pott. I know, remember?
that's right.
Andrew Pott.
Oh
I
my
heard,
God.
yeah, he was super good. I never met him, but just seeing his footage.
When you say you weren't there, what happened?
Well, let's see here. I remember it was after a trip, I think. We were going to like across America. We came back, whatever, and we were supposed to go to Europe. We were supposed to go to Spain. And I remember getting the call, and they were saying like the new team manager called me. He's like, "Hey, we have to let you go," right? And at the time, you're like, I remember I was eating a sandwich. You know, it was so like vivid. It was just like one of those days that you just remember, right? And I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Right? He's like, "No, I have a severance check for you, and I have a couple boards for you, but I need you to sign all this stuff," right? And I was like, "Weren't we supposed to go to like Spain in a couple weeks?" He's like, "Yeah, but you're not. You know." Wow. Yeah, it was pretty like, you know.
Did he give you a reason?
No reason. I think I knew. You know what I'm saying? I think I just kind of was just like, you know, again, I was 21, 22 at the time. We were just kind of like not having fun skating.
Performing?
You
What
weren't
was going
progressing.
on?
You know, keep in mind, you're having a bunch of little kids, like, you know, that are way, you know, hungrier. And you get your board sales are not, you know, it's not doing as good. So numbers talks, you know, it's a business.
Do you think that getting kicked off Osiris started this?
Oh yeah,
That's
I think
what-
it was a lot of down. Again, once you lose your main sponsors, it starts to go down pretty fast, especially
Like,
your board sponsor.
well,
Because you couldn't find another shoe sponsor, right?
yeah, I couldn't find it, and then eventually, you know, once the board sponsor went, then LRG went, and the wheel company went.
Yeah.
You know, it was just
Well,
like a really
the board sponsor was the main thing.
The
The
main
shoe
thing.
company was kind of right in line with the board company. You
Yeah.
know, they kind of almost worked hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, yes, it was everything else, right? Trickled down.
And it sucked because I had a lot of friends at LRG, right? So they were, one of my friends was the team guy, you know, Vince, right? And he, again, it sucks, you know, hearing like, you know, like he had to give me the bad news, but you know, we're friends, and again, it just sucks how it like happened that way. It just, I didn't talk to any of those guys for a long time, you know.
Yeah, you almost like feel some sort of way.
Yeah. You know, I ran into Jonas at the gym, and he tried to come up to me. I was like, "Dude, don't even talk to me." You know, yeah, it was crazy.
No way.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's like it's how you do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Like
how you
where
do it.
You can get, like you said, it was a new team manager that was there that
At the Shortys.
At the Shortys. So
Yeah.
I mean, that alone for that dude to be put in that position, it sucks obviously, and it's a job. I get it, but the team manager has such a good rapport with the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have somebody else come in, like it's almost like the other dude that was there prior should have probably did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he
I don't
was
know.
gone. Like,
yeah, but
it
he
was my
gone.
buddy
So
George.
someone's got to do it. But fuck,
It's a
that sucks.
shitty job. It's, you know, like hearing just to give that bad news.
For sure.
I mean,
Did you hit up Muska? Did you see what's going on?
at the time I wasn't really talking to Muska. He was doing his own thing, but I did run into him, and he was like, "Dude, I'm sorry." You know, I mean, it wasn't his fault. Again, I you know, I look back on it and I'm like, you know, it was just.
Well, it sounded like that Muska really, like he found out that Snyder was kicked off. He didn't know.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like
Yeah.
he didn't know about these decisions getting
A lot
made.
of, like, at the end of the whole Shorties thing, it was very like no one was really informed, right? So it was me, Smolik, and Jesse got kicked off all at the same time, all three of us.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, so they got the same phone call.
they got the same phone call, but I got I guess from what I heard, I got the better deal. Like, you know, they gave me a severance check. They gave me like 2-3 months severance check and a bunch of boards and all that stuff. I don't know what they did to Smolik. I don't know, you know.
A severance check for an independent contractor.
Yeah, they,
interesting.
you know, I mean,
I think that's nice based on the
Super nice.
circumstance
yeah,
all day.
they
But I
didn't
just
have
never
to
hear
do that.
Yeah, exactly. I just,
They
you don't
didn't-
hear about that too much.
Yeah, it was like
No.
2 months pay or something like that.
Depends
which
on the company.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Usually, I feel like if you're employed or something like that, you get
No,
that.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
Again,
think
they
that,
didn't
again,
have to do it.
I think that was still in good graces.
Yeah, it was in
even
good
the way it
grace.
was being done. for
And I
sure.
tried to hit up the owner, but you know, I got crickets.
Wow.
You know, but at the time, I was just like, all right, you know what? And it was kind of like a lot of people ask me, like, you just disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Like literally just
Outside looking in.
Yeah, just disappeared, and it was like a lot of things happened. Like, you know, my personal life, my girlfriend at the time, she, you know, we broke up. We had I just went to I wanted to do other things.
Right.
You know, it was just skating was just not on my mind. I ended up getting a job and all that stuff.
So you kind of said you saw the writing on the wall a little bit about getting kicked off? Like you had a hunch maybe?
You can feel it.
You could feel the...
You can feel it. You could feel that like they wanted new people on the team, you know, and your skating is just it shows. You're not progressing. You're just kind of like doing it for, you know.
The reason why I ask is like, did you already have something planned?
No.
I
I had no plan, and it's definitely like it was very hard, you know, because you're 22, 23 years old, 0 job experience. What the hell am I gonna do now? Type of deal, right?
Well, you ran DMV stuff.
Yeah, but you know, again, there's no real world.
100%.
You know, no real world experience. Your resume is just nothing, right?
Totally.
Again, it was very tough times.
Yeah.
So
what'd you do?
Floated around a couple of years because I saved money, you know, and that's probably the worst thing you do is like to try to live off your savings because you're trying to wait for an opportunity that wasn't going to come to you. You know, you got to make it happen.
You were waiting for another board sponsor?
I was waiting for another board sponsor. I was waiting for like a job or something like that. But again, you know, like you're just waiting, and after a while, everything just falls apart.
Were you out filming? Were you doing anything to like try to make something happen?
I tried to film, but again, it was living in Orange County. No one was skating. It was hard, like right. You're just like you're so used to you get caught up on like just chilling by yourself.
Schneider said something about that, right? Didn't he say something about Orange County being this like bubble or something?
Yeah, like there was no spots.
There was no spots at the time, and you're just like, what am I gonna do? You know. So eventually, I just end up. All this stuff happened with my ex-girlfriend, and then kind of just end up getting a real job.
And that job was
selling cars.
And you're still doing it to this day. You own your
jumped right in.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was just more just selling like Subarus, you know, just kind of like I needed something different. I needed to kind of like get my head out of my ass and kind of, I guess, grow up because I was still in skating mode and just like, you know, I had to like wake up, go to work, you know, and get the routine, a schedule, right? And that kind of like got me out of that whole funk.
When you say selling Subarus at an actual car dealership?
At a car dealership, yeah.
Okay.
So I did that a couple of years, like maybe a year or two. Yeah.
Did you like it?
No. Okay. I mean, it was a job, right? Yeah. And it was like learning a new skill, right?
Is that like salary plus commission?
No, it's all commission.
It's all commission.
It's all commission.
You don't make any money unless you sell a car.
Yeah.
Wow.
How many cars do you think you sell a month usually?
Now?
Or just
back then.
Back then?
Because a commission, how much, like to live, how many cars you got to sell?
7, 8 cars. It was hard.
A month?
Yeah, because Subarus were like specialty cars. They weren't like Hondas or Civics. Yeah, but I mean, you know, they're good cars. They're specialty cars. They're hard to sell.
I can't believe that that's commission based.
What's the commission on that?
25% of the gross. So usually there's about $2,000 in cars, so you get 25% of that. So about $500.
If you sell one car,
but that is if you sell it like full sticker. A lot of times you don't sell it for sticker, so you get $100.
Damn!
What? Yeah, it's a trip.
And there's other salesmen on the floor too, right?
Yeah.
It's like a.
I be driving by some of these dealerships, and there's like they're all congregated together.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you?
Are all car dealerships now though? Are they all commission based?
A lot of it's commission based.
Really?
It hasn't changed too much.
Wow.
Yeah, it hasn't changed too much.
So you stuck with the car business stuff though.
I did that for a couple years, maybe like a year, and then I tried other stuff. And then eventually 1 year, I didn't do that. And then I started a food truck with one of my friends.
What kind of food?
We kind of had a theme called it's called the tailgate truck. So if it was gourmet food, like it was just one of those things that there was no opportunity. So we just decided just to like start one.
What are we talking about? Gourmet hamburgers?
Yeah, like it was. We're trying to get that theme off, like kind of like I guess Hooters on wheels, but we had like satellite TVs and so
like a tailgate, like a
tailgate,
like a
truck.
Dude's, yeah.
Like we were doing pretty well. If they had a Rookie of the Year truck, we would probably won it. We were the official food truck for Chargers for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What does that
like
entail?
We used to go down to we used to park it in the stadium and
not in the stadium.
In the stadium.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, and they had a little area for us.
That's pretty dope.
What happened to that? That sounds amazing. Making me
on
hungry.
paper, yeah, but
traded to
it was
Los Angeles.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, like a food world is very hard.
Right.
You know, and it made money, but not enough for two people.
Oh, it's just you two doing
Yeah,
the whole
it do
thing?
so.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Anybody
even
works
with,
in
even with the built-in clientele and a spot to park. I mean, I guess you wouldn't park there only for some games, right?
yeah, like we got like once or twice, a couple times a month. You know what I'm saying? That we went down there,
Yeah.
but it was a process. You had to drive all the way out to San Diego. You know?
Oh, this is San Diego.
This
I'm
is
tripping.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. I'm thinking of the new.
no.
Chargers
This
spot
is San
down here.
Diego.
Right, yeah.
So did that a couple years, and then like, my buddy bought me out because I wasn't making money, and then like
Is he
somehow
still doing it?
No,
No.
he got out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and how I got into selling cars now was after fulfill the dream or after my skate career, right? Somehow like I got like I bought a couple cars for like $200-300, right, from like a friend. He was leaving somewhere. I'll buy it off you. Turned around, flipped it for $3,000. I was like, oh shit! I did that twice though. Keep that in mind. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So after the whole food truck world, I was like, what the hell am I gonna do now, right? And I was like, dude, I want to flip cars.
It worked.
That worked, right? So my parents got me into somebody who did it, and he took me under his wing, and then I ended up, still doing it now.
So explain the process.
Well,
You find a car online?
no,
or
auction. You go to auction. It's just like anything else. I mean, all these cars, they get their cars. They all fish out of the same thing. Auction.
Sometimes they're repossessed cars.
Possessed,
Sometimes
trade-ins,
okay.
yeah, or just whatever.
It's government auctions.
So you don't
No,
even know
no.
how they run or anything. Like you're
You
just
do.
like, okay.
You know how to like if you know how to like every car has their signature sound. Like you have a scanner, scan the cars. If that's like check engine light, you see the codes or whatever like that. But yeah, you eventually find your niche in like the cars that of course this took a couple of years to find like what kind of cars for me sell.
You're not buying Ferraris.
No,
Right.
they're just your normal 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? Like Honda, Toyota.
Am I
So
correct?
there's
But
a certain range that you
Certain
kinda-
range I work into.
Yeah.
you go to an auction.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm correct or not. You see a car, Honda Civic.
Yeah.
You can't drive the car. You can't do a lot of things, but you could check out the car, right?
You can move it forward and back.
Okay.
You could turn it on, hear the music, or hear the car.
Hear
you
the
know,
engine,
Hear
okay.
the engine. It's like music, right? You can hear like it, and then basically from there on, you bid on the car.
Then you bid on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
But I
fix
don't
it
do
up?
that no more. I have like online where I have it pretty much delivered to my office.
Really?
Yeah. They
But
start.
but you're buying it sight unseen.
Well, they started this during COVID. So they shut down all the auctions. So during COVID, they had to like still have business. So these other auctions started going online. So instead of now like these dealerships sending their cars to auction, they just put it onto a marketplace, and they have me, like certain like people that have access to it.
Okay.
They will come and buy. Like you bid on the car, and you get it, and you ship it to your house or your office.
So
I've never seen the car.
Right.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, we're relying on their inspectors. Their inspectors are doing everything that I would do. Now it's just easier. They, if you know how to read a code reader and all that stuff.
And then you advertise a car on.
All the marketplaces, like Craigslist.
Remember Auto Trader?
Yeah.
What was it?
No,
Remember the.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
It's not as big. It's an offer up right now, marketplace and
Okay,
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Yeah. So a lot of people do. When you
And you're
flip
speaking
cars,
Facebook Marketplace?
Facebook marketplace.
Yeah.
Really?
Amazing.
And how many cars we potentially flipping every month?
I flip about 3 or 4. That's
Okay.
my average. Again, to me, it just pays the bills. It's something that you can do in your sleep.
I feel like. Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, after a while, it reminds me of just like being a skater, like just waking up, doing your own thing. Nobody bothers you. Nobody tells you what to do. And that was the thing about after skateboarding for me, right? The worst thing you could actually do was, happen is getting that call. The call that you got, right? And I was like, I'm never happening that. I don't want ever happen ever again.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to be in control of that.
Because think about this, you're in your life now, right? You have your families and all that stuff. Imagine getting the call now,
Dude.
whether you're a skater, team manager, or whatever it is, because the economy's bad. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah,
And
no doubt.
skateboarding's on this continuous wave.
Yeah.
Up and down and up and down. 1 minute it's great. Companies are printing money. The next thing, everybody's broke.
Yeah, it's a tough business.
It is.
You know,
It really is.
not just that, but like, you know, you've been skating this long. Next thing you know, there's a little 13-year-old that's just killing it, and
Right.
he'd probably take your job.
Yeah, that's
For
just
sure.
the reality.
That's the reality,
Yeah.
right? He'll take less money. He'll do, you know, it's just reality.
Yeah.
It's at least for what I was growing, you know, in my era, I guess.
I don't know. I look at things to you know, everything happens for reasons,
Yeah.
right? But it's just such a shame that Shortys couldn't keep on that trajectory of being this like legacy brand off of that video, off of Fulfill the Dream.
Yeah.
You know, keep all the team intact.
I think they tried.
But they let Snyder go right away. Like they
Yeah.
already started changing stuff right away just because they didn't want to like pay him and turn him pro.
People thought so deeply back then about things that it didn't really matter.
It was strange too,
Yeah.
because the owner, like, you know, like before it was all like a family who would, like, you know, we do all this stuff. After Fulfill the Dream, you never heard of him. Like,
Turned it into like
he
a-
just went to Vegas and just disappeared. And
He got some bread and was
yeah,
Right.
like decisions needed to get made, but he wouldn't let the decision get made, right? So it just kind of just kept this like.
That's an interesting take. He was like an. I don't want to label anybody as any, but it almost just like an absentee owner.
Absentee
like,
owner, yeah.
Right.
So, and then when things started to kind of like go on this decline, he's like, "What the
Yeah,
hell?"
yeah, yeah,
and he didn't
yeah.
blame. Yeah, he blamed every, you know,
Right.
like everything else
He
was
didn't
like
take
dude,
accountability.
yeah, accountability,
It just sucks,
right?
man, because that Shorty's is so.
Because
But look, I mean, they're doing good now. I mean, they got Muska behind them too. Like Muska does certain things with them and stuff like that. So that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe they should do some tone. Dude, let's get the Tone Rosa board come back or something. Let's do. Have you talked to them about
I haven't
doing?
talked to them.
Really?
I mean, again, my brother is like my connection. He's still like whatever, you
Oh,
know.
really? Okay.
Again, you know, I guess they sent them a package and they has my name and his name on there, and I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen a Toan Nguyen Shorty's package in years, you know.
Wow.
And again, that's what I miss about skating too. It's just like having that like come to your house, that UPS with all the boxes, you know.
It's a part of it.
It's
yeah.
part of it, and just like hanging out with friends, skating at the yard, you know, and just talking shit. That's
No
what I miss
care.
about skating.
No care in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I still have dreams of going on tour, but I suck at skating. It's strange.
When's the last time you skated?
Last skate was a couple years back. I fucking hit a rock, and you know,
It's over it.
yeah.
Oh, don't let that
That's
stop
the reason
you,
I
bro.
stopped this shit.
Again, if you're gonna get broken off, at least do a trick, not hit a rock,
Yeah.
right? And my wrist was like done for like 2-3 months.
You went down.
I was like, I love skating, but I don't, you know.
What about like talking with the other Shorties riders?
I just talk to Brandon sometimes online, Jesse, sometimes Sammy every so often. You know, sometimes they call me about car stuff. You know,
Okay.
But it'd be cool to see like a little reunion of you guys.
dude, we've been talking about that reunion for the last 20 years. I remember they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get one at the barracks. We're gonna do this." It's like, okay, let me know when that happens, right? But somebody has to like
Be the
spearhead
facilitator,
it, you know.
yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I mean, it'd be dope to have it, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
How
You
could
know.
you? I mean, it's possible.
It is. Somebody would have to spearhead it, you know.
Yeah.
You guys should all go up to Muska's house and feed chickens and stuff like that.
Oh, the farm out
Yeah,
there.
go up to the farm.
Oh man,
Listen, I don't know. I'm inviting you guys on Muska's behalf.
I'm like, you know, what he's doing out there is very impressive.
Did you watch his
definitely.
episode?
I
where
watched
he
his
came in?
episode.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
man.
it's
It's like
very
he
incredible.
needed that.
And just to get up and just like, I'm just gonna do that. That's you know, not a lot of people can do that. Just to
Nah.
get up and just change your whole life.
Everybody
Straight
thought he was
up.
crazy. He's growing a beard. Everybody's like, "What's wrong with the Muska? He's losing it." Blah, 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 you know. But he's more clear
He's-
than like ever.
He's always been that way though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of like he's been blessed with just like going on instinct.
He's a free spirit.
He's
in that
free
sense,
spirit,
he can just
yeah.
get up and go anytime.
He used to try to tell me, "Yeah, you got to move to LA," but I was like, you know, you get so cozy in your little bubble that you don't want to do it. I was like, you know,
Did you skate with Muska a lot? Like what? Muska was a superstar.
a superstar. Yeah.
Superstar. I mean, when you would go out skating with him, was it just unreal? Like the type of attention he would get?
Yeah, he was like a rock star. You know, even back then.
Yeah.
right?
Not even to skaters, to like the general public almost
Yeah,
too.
it was pretty surreal too, especially because like sometimes I would run into like my friends, like and they're that's Chad Muska, But again, that's this it's Chad,
Yeah. I mean, going on demo, like going on tours with him.
Yeah,
demos.
it was
like,
a straight rock star, even back then,
were you? Did
we
you
were
guys
just kind of like, I was just happy to be there, Like again, I'm just like, I'm happy, I'm blessed to just ride, ride, be on the same team with Shorty.
Dude, you were a part of skateboarding history, bro.
Thanks, man.
It's a beautiful thing, bro. I feel like the same way about like Girl and Chocolate, like just to be there, just to be a part of that, just to be involved with something, have a couple tricks and yeah, right, and have a couple, it's just like it's surreal.
It is, even like sitting next to Jerron. Like I grew up, like you were the AMs of all AMs. You and Richard Mulder. You were the standard, what we looked up to, and just like,
Appreciate that.
So seriously, again, it was just your 4-in-1 part, like your thing. It was just like, I remember the switch pop shove it front crooks.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I wanted to learn that after, So
it's so crazy when I think about that, like and I remember you like obviously when we were younger and just like there were so many rad kids and I couldn't like let that affect. I had to just kind of keep my. That's why I really didn't try to pay attention to too many people. Like I did pay attention, but I was not. I kind of had to just focus on what I was doing. You know what I mean? Kind of sounds lame to a degree, but I think that's why I was.
I think I met you through Kenrich. I think I met you through Kenrich because you're Kenrich. Yeah, yes, I remember he brought you around. Like we were skating somewhere. I remember there was a time with Kenrich. Totally. And speaking of Kenrich, man, back in the days when the courthouse.
He was so good.
He was good, man.
Yeah.
Like fakie tray flip, like kickflip up this is back then. And
yeah.
And we would like fakie tray flip into the fountain in a line. And I remember Rich Caldwell was like, dude, that dude's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, definitely. His footage at like Tribuco and stuff back in the day too.
He looked so good on his board too. Good style, bro.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? His dad taught at our school.
In Laguna Hills?
In Laguna Hills. Yeah. And they had girls would give him love letters to give to Kenrich.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Girls loved him, dude.
Yeah.
Girls loved him.
But his dad worked at our school, and the girls would give him letters to give to Kenrich.
Give the dad.
But how did Kenrich go to your guys' school?
No, he went to.
How did he know about?
He went to I think Tribuco, right?
Yeah, he definitely didn't go to Laguna, but he went somewhere else. I think he
was in the area.
Know about Kenrich then?
Dude, partying everywhere.
Yeah. Like
he was making it okay.
Like during the castle days, because that's when I first met him, right? He used to bring down the hottest girls. Like it would like Kenrich brought the hottest girls. Right?
That's so tight.
He's crazy. And you're like little skater rugrats, right? We're like, oh shit.
He was way older, but I would trip out because he was like the cool guy at school and the best skater at school, and he got all the girls.
Yeah, he got all the girls.
He was
so funny, man.
Because usually the skaters back then were like not the cool guys at school almost. You know what I mean?
What year is it? Because it kind of changed.
So the whole, I grew up during like the castle, like the whole with James Craig, like
society,
going
right?
up society dogs. Like we went through the castle, like 14 under shop sponsor. So watching all my friends, kind of cool, to see him go in the ranks. James Craig. Totally. I remember I always wanted to be on society dogs.
Yeah,
was, man, I was like, damn. Rob McKinley on there. And then they were, like I said, they were always already in the game, right? Like for me, I had a sponsor. It was Zimbabwe.
I remember who? Yeah, Zimbabwe. Shane Heil.
Shane Heil got me kicked off.
Shut the fuck. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
How did Shane Heil get you kicked off?
So I was on. Okay, so Zimbabwe. Okay, so I rode. I'm in Temecula. Okay, I'm just this just happy to be in the game. My first sponsor. So, anyways, we go up to a courthouse, right? And I don't know any of those guys, right? So Shane comes up to me supposedly and tries to talk to me, but I was like, I don't know, I'm just skating.
You don't remember this.
I don't remember him talking. Yeah, and then eventually he went back, and I guess he said like I tried to be cool guy to him, and then I got kicked off Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, Zimbabwe was my first little kind of taste of sponsorship.
Okay.
And that was in Orange County?
Temecula. When I was in
Temecula,
Temecula. I was on ninth
okay.
grade at the time, but it was cool. Like being like a, sponsored skater in school. Did you guys go through the castle ranks? I know you did. You were at castle. I remember seeing you in what's it called? The state championships over at Powell.
Definitely at Powell. Yeah,
Yeah, Powell.
for sure.
I remember that.
That was majority of the contest. I went probably to a couple others, but that was like the main one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. No, I never did the castle stuff.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
But
it
it
was
was
like
cool.
the battle of the shops.
Really? What castle?
No, I mean I did. There was Castle, yes, and there was a championship, but then they also did Battle of the Shops. So they basically would, I don't know, it would probably be like 10 shops, and then all the best skaters from those shops, from 16 and under and 16 and older, they would enter.
You were Valsurf?
No, I was Blue Alliance.
Oh,
Blue Alliance.
That was like a quick moment. Yeah. I know everyone's like Blue Alliance. I'm like, yeah, bro. It was around for like maybe.
Was that in the
2
valley?
years. It was in the valley. Okay. Far west into the valley.
Dude, Toan, man. Like I said before, you were part of skateboarding history. I love that. You should be damn proud.
Yeah, I mean, again,
everything you accomplished, even though it didn't last that long. But
Yeah.
like, dude, you were part of it, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I love that.
I mean, again, I'm blessed that it happened. Because a lot of people I grew up skating never got to, of actually having their name on the board.
Right.
Right. And,
Yeah.
with Brian, one of the reasons why I had my buddy had my name on the board on False Prophet. One other thing, I was like, I want Brian to have a board. So I get, he gave Brian a board, and just to have that,
dude.
yeah.
He never got a board.
He never got a board.
Yeah.
And then it's. I think that was one thing. Like you skate all these years. Like for me, I only got a taste of it for only a couple of years, and then it ended. So you're right. So it was like,
And back then, a couple years went quick.
a couple years went by quick.
It's like boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
And I guess a part of me, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bitter
I'm
that
sure. I was
ended.
just gonna say that,
Yeah.
And I just wanted to walk away.
I'd be bitter too.
Because you're like, I had so much like anticipation, and it only lasted this long.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, whatever. I mean, it happened. I got my board, name, and I got, I guess the coverage, whatever, So
Yeah,
Like I
you're on
said,
that.
man.
You're on that freaking amazing
Yes.
poster. You're in the front, dude. You're
Spinning
in
the
front.
board.
Yeah.
spinning the board, right?
The cool thing, you know what? Your skateboarding was really awesome, but you had a lot of personality that people could like. You were fun, and I think a lot of people liked seeing that in the skate video because no one really got to,
That goes a long
Yeah.
way, man.
Yeah,
People want
dude.
to see your personality for sure.
I was stoked on the magic tricks.
A lot of it too is having a big older brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I always did whatever he did.
Right.
And if it wasn't for him, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have skated.
Right.
Like I always felt one step below. Like whatever he did, he had the better transformers than me. He had everything, and it was just like I could never catch up. But the thing was, like if it wasn't for skateboarding and moving out to Temecula, we probably would be into gangsters shit. I'm not gonna lie, because the people that I used to like when I first started skating was with his friends. I used to tag along. I used to be the little annoying little brother, right? They end up getting into fucking crazy gangs, like my buddy Alan and Jimmy. Anyways, they we go to Temecula, and out back then you had nothing to do. And back then, when I skated, they used to make fun of me hard. And I was like, fuck, one day I'm going to fucking, do this.
Kind of a driving force.
Call it a driving
yeah,
force.
yeah.
Having that eye, it's crazy, the eye of the tiger, right? So when I was on Temecula, I just was just all about skating.
Well, those areas too, man, there ain't nothing out there.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, there was
Temecula.
nothing out there. It was at the time, I mean, we actually, you know what we did? Remember those like underground Plan B videos that you see, like in the questionables, like Denny was skating the
Oh,
underground.
the undergrounds. Yeah.
We waxed those in Temecula, like crazy, and they used to skate in the back of like what they call Temecula.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Again, back then you're like, oh, the Plan B dudes are skating
Skating our
Temecula.
spots.
Yeah, skating our spot.
They come out there to skate that. That's good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that
Huh.
What about the Ollie House? Was that like? Remember that was out there? Was that like back then?
That was back then. We used to go at it. Remember?
But that was the craziest skate park.
Yeah.
it was huge.
It was
But-
huge.
But that wasn't around back then, though. Was
no,
it?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
They
okay.
they put that in like years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was the only skate park that I really knew about there.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about the castle thing though? Because before all that stuff, like we were just like these little guys in Temecula, and then one year they had castle in Temecula, and from there on we started entering. We started going to different places. Then I got to travel, got to meet people, got to see what was cool, what was the tricks. You know, right? Before we were in a little bubble. I think it was my first contest. I was doing pressure flips or something like that, right? Then you realize, you know, there was a bigger world out there. It moved on, right? Yeah, and then that's where I met JP. I met James Craig, you know, and all that stuff. And we just kind of went through the whole ranks of.
Yeah, there's certain things that bring skaters together, like the castle. ASR
traveling.
trade shows.
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing of going there and meeting everybody.
I mean, you're young traveling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 13 years old.
You're traveling from Temecula down to like San Diego. It's a big trip.
Santa Barbara
even,
to the Palace Skate Zone. And it was a trip in itself.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Just to go with your friends.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So memorable, bro.
So memorable.
Yeah, it's so funny because like I was at Pal Skate Zone, not a lot, but my friend, he would drive us up there and stuff. So I may have even damn near skated with you.
Probably.
At a Pal Skate Zone. You know, I didn't go to any of the lock-ins, the overnight stuff.
Gyms.
So, yeah, I never went to any of those, but definitely was skating there. I saw Mike Santa Rosa there.
Speaking of like Snyder, he's talking about all these like little like events, right? I still remember because I think I was at that college, you know, where Tom Penny did that kickflip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I remember kind of going there. Like it's weird. We all kind of like cross pathed each other at one point.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember. Just even Brandon at Sarah's school, like he was skating. I didn't know him. This is way before Shortys, right? So it's just you do cross paths.
Well, you got to think about that too. I mean, like back then, skating seems like this big world, but it's really even especially back then. It's small.
Yeah,
it is a small industry. Everybody knows everybody. You cross paths.
Yeah.
So it's not even surprising to me that, you know, that you cross. Nowadays, it's like to see somebody that lives down the street, I got to go to Barcelona. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, here you are. You live down the street and never see you. Here we are in another country. Toan, this has been great, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a pleasure.
Pleasure's all ours.
So,
pleasure's all ours.
You know, it's cool to reminisce. Just like your guys' show, it just brings, you know, like having people see their perspective on like certain events.
Oh yeah,
you know,
totally.
Which is awesome.
Man,
and it's good to hear your story at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember the best I can. I mean, again, it's not like my way, the right way. It's just what I remember.
For sure.
You know,
and that's all we can get, you know?
So
we're putting the pieces together though, you know? We're putting them together.
Yeah, you're going to ride some horses soon or what?
Dude, let's get that going.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's get the Shortys reunion. We'll ride horses. Yeah.
When will it be 25 years?
Oh.
I think 25 years, yeah.
When is that?
That'll be 2026.
Well, I mean, it came out in 98.
Oh,
so
then it's
coming 30 years.
It's
almost.
already
30 years.
30 years.
So you got to wait for that next one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
About 38 years.
I'll wait.
Well, last year was 25 then?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, last year was 25?
Yeah.
Oh, we do 26. We do 27 years.
Yeah, do something quick.
It's really
Yeah,
random.
random. Yeah. Don't matter.
Doesn't have to be 30.
We don't have to, it don't matter. Kelly, will you do the honors, bro? Will you get
what size
Toan?
You want like an extra small because you're all buff now?
Stupid. Medium, large, you know.
Medium,
yeah,
large? Okay.
Yeah, so
We're going to get you some 9 Club stuff to take home with you, dude.
wow, it's actually an honor to be on here.
Dude.
You know, seriously.
The pleasure is all ours, dude.
I mean, the anticipation of coming here, I was like, oh, man. I haven't seen, not just that, I haven't seen a lot of my friends. You know, I haven't seen you guys in years. You know,
I
skating.
don't remember the last time I saw you.
Yeah, I think I told Kelly. I
to
was
be younger, bro. Definitely. I'm probably the last time we crossed paths is when we first.
Yeah,
seen
probably.
each other.
I believe so.
Yeah, bro.
You know, because I mean, it was just you know what's crazy about this is that like, you know, back then everything was so segregated, right?
Totally.
You had girl guys and all that stuff. So when I started kind of like see like in 2007, 26, and like Costin's like texting Kelly, I'm like, huh? Like it was like what? Like
it's evolved. Like
it evolved. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's like kind of more connected.
Totally.
It was strange, but at the time it was
but
like
social media, I think, has helped that tremendously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it makes it easier for everybody to kind of, if you're sick as fuck at skating, and dudes kind of just they want to be around you.
Yeah.
Or they want to reach out to you. You know what I mean? So it's like a little more open game there is still segregation,
It is?
obviously to a degree, but it's not like how we used to be.
I think everyone got
Right.
older too.
Exactly.
You know, I think that's what it is.
For sure.
It's just crew based.
Yes.
Crew
It's
based.
crew based.
That's
for
what I mean
sure.
by the segregating
Yeah,
aspect. It's crew based.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You know.
But it's cool to have that social media, like to see, like
What's
again,
going on.
what's going on, and even like I remember seeing Costin texting Kelly like "break yourself." I'm like, what? Because I don't know, it's Costin.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier though, for sure, to interact.
Are there any? Oh, thank you, Kelly, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Look at this little care package for Toan.
Damn,
dude.
I am psyched.
Oh my
Nice.
God, bro. First of all, dude, Toan, it is a pleasure, dude. Like you,
Dude.
The honor's all ours, dude. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
before we go, I gotta ask this.
Please,
okay?
dude.
I've been dying to ask this question. Is the 9 Club the name from, remember Marco, 9 and Up Club?
Oh,
Did you guys get it
I don't
from
even
that?
know.
no,
Hold
no,
on,
no.
I don't even
no.
know what that is.
Dude, I've been
No.
dying to ask that question for years.
Well, sorry to let you down, man, but that ain't it.
Because
It
there
is
was
it?
when
Remember
there was,
that?
I remember.
What
'cause
was it?
it was only you could skate stairs. It was 9 stairs and up.
Yes,
Anything
7 and Up Club.
there's
right?
no, it was
No, no.
8 or down. You couldn't skate it. Like,
Oh, that was his whole thing.
Yeah,
like,
the
oh,
nine
it's
and
too
up
small.
No, so that's not it.
No.
no. I
Wow,
forgot about
pretty
that.
good.
Wow.
Marco Jesby.
Yeah, he'd be like, he was a 9 and Up Club. Like, if you don't do it down 9, it ain't, doesn't mean shit.
Kelly,
Yeah.
True 9 and Up Club.
That was the thing, though.
Right?
At one point, like across all of skateboarding,
I can see that.
It was like, all right, 9 stairs
9
and
and
up,
up
and that's it.
club.
Oh,
That's
you're
it.
skating a 5-stair?
Yeah.
Come on now.
You see an 8 stair, you're like, you can't fake you flip an 8 stair today. Like you got it.
I mean, I could have texted Kelly, but I was like, oh, man. I know he got it because he used to say it, right? He's a...
Well, because
Yeah.
you guys would make
funny.
it was like not make fun, but it was joke about it, and then Chris and Robbie would joke about it too, and I was
Really?
like,
The
yeah,
Kelly, huh?
yeah.
Like,
Like,
Chu-
Marco from
Chugar,
Chugar. Marco from Chugar.
and then like I was like, it's just funny that like 2 different groups of friends that are older are like saying this like Marco
Yeah.
accent,
But it's not making fun.
No, not at
it's
all.
It's just the way that he talked and the way that he presented.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he'd
yeah,
always,
yeah.
he'd probably be like, "Hey, Toan, it's Marco,
Marco
from
from
Chugar."
Chugar.
You know, you're like, Marco, I know
Thank you
it's
for
you.
answering that question. I've
I
been
know it
dying
is.
to ask.
I want to say, hey, thank you for I want to say thanks for looking out for me when I was a kid. I appreciate it, and like it was because of like you and Robbie being like, you guys separately tell me like you got to get on something. You gotta go do your thing, dude. Because I was on Sugar, you're like, dude, you got it. Don't you can go try something else, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, I
pushing
mean,
me
I
out
think I got you on Shorty's hardware too, right?
You did?
I did, right?
Yeah.
Again, Kelly was the up and coming skater, right? We were like, okay, watch his videos, and you're like, and just to see him go up the ranks and all that, getting sponsored, and just seeing them deal with all the BS that comes with like trying to get on a team and all that stuff.
It's tough.
It's not
I don't
easy.
think, I don't think people realize.
No.
Listen, okay, some people have it easy, some people don't.
Yeah.
right. It's a longer road, and bumpier road.
Yeah.
It's tough. I heard these days you got to have a social media following to stand out or something like that. Crazy.
I mean,
I
it's
would think
different.
it's a part of it for sure.
it's part of it,
For
right?
sure.
It's a different world.
But people are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad I came up into the time period. Good Lord,
I'm so glad I am not getting paid.
Oh, dude.
Hey, dude, when I was a
nice.
kid, look, everyone at that table was sick as hell on videos, man. You guys were really fun to watch, so it's cool to like see you guys here right now is pretty damn tight.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah.
He's the man, Kelly.
Kelly, I'll sign your hat after the show. Appreciate that. Toan, again, here, look at this. 9
Oh,
Club
wow.
hat we got. Listen, we have other stuff here in the back, too, if you don't, other colors and different things. But
No.
here's a 9 Club hat for you, bro. That's going to be a good little workout. When next time you go
Nice.
skate, here's a hoodie for you. It's getting a little warm out
It
there,
is.
but save this.
Wintertime.
Get a little bit. Yes,
Yes.
dude. Also, here's a 9 Club tee for the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Get the there's our little college.
These
college type
days-
print up there.
You don't get packages no more, so you get what you can get.
You get one now, dude. You get one now.
Also, we got the Skull Candy Dime 3. These are the little earbuds.
Oh,
You
nice.
could put these in and work out to.
Beautiful.
Or go skate. You know, do whatever. Let's have a session.
Just don't hit a rock,
Yeah,
dude.
don't hit a rock.
Oh,
Don't hit a rock.
man, I know.
Stay hydrated with our Yeti 9 Club.
The Yeti.
I don't know what this is. A 36 ounce, maybe.
Is it 32?
It's 32 possibly.
Is it 32? It's a lot of water. It's
Hey.
fit in there, Tone.
To hydrate.
To hydration.
To hydration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Three of those a day.
Dude, Tone, dude, thank you so much for coming on the show,
No,
bro.
thank
We
you for having
appreciate
me,
that.
you know?
And, dude, you're the man, Tone.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's
Thank you.
One magic trick? No?
I don't know, man. I don't.
Make that water disappear.
You guys have a.
What do we got? We need
you have a dice? I have a dice. If you guys have a dice, I
A
could
dice?
Who's got
Tone, that's a
dice,
hard.
dude?
I
Do. Is
don't-
it a hard one?
Can you
think
spin
we
the
have a-
dice on your finger?
I actually can, but
No, you can't. We don't have
We have-
dice.
I don't
We
know.
don't have dice. What do we have? What can you do? Tone.
I was about to
Spin
say,
something
damn,
on
I
your
was like,
finger.
is that a dice in
There's
there?
something in there.
Spin.
I don't know.
What about that? What about that magazine down there, Dubs? Can you
What
spin
about-
that Vague
What about
magazine?
the lighter?
Spin PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life on your.
I think I could spin this one. There you go.
Hey!
Still
Still got it, right?
Still got
it, right?
It's the middle
big.
finger. It's
is
always
the
the middle
middle
finger.
It's always the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even looking. He's just spinning it.
Damn,
He's,
I haven't
it's all
done
by.
it
Faster? It got faster?
Can you toss it in the air?
I can, but certain things you can.